Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's happening? It is, Wednesday, August the 24th, 2022, 9:12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6:12 Pacific Time. And I've got CECIL LAIRD and MIKO HUGHES on the channel tonight. We are watching, I almost said Dylan's New Nightmare. Eventually, I'm sure that will happen at some point. Let's go over to the other screen and see these guys. What's going on, guys? What's happening?
What's up, y'all?
How's it going, everyone?
We'll be watching Dylan's New Nightmare in another year or so.
That's right.
Less than that. Less than that.
That's right. 5 weeks from now. No.
Not, okay, a little more.
A little more.
Less from
Okay.
Nico, a little more from you.
All right, I was being a little overzealous. Yeah, we are watching Wes Craven's New Nightmare tonight from 1994. And we decided to do this because obviously we are in pre-production at this very moment for Dylan's New Nightmare, the unofficial sequel to New Nightmare. We start shooting at the beginning of November. It's happening. It's finally happening. Several years in the making. And we thought, you know what? Let's jump on with MIKO and watch a movie that he knows a little something about. It's a very tiny bit. I think he's got some sort of cameo in the movie. And so we thought we would watch it and sort of do like we're just hanging out. We're having fun. It's chill. It's relax. It's not a hardcore director's commentary. So if you're expecting that, just temper your expectations, folks. But we thought this would be a lot of fun. So, yeah, thanks for joining us tonight, MIKO. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Been looking forward to it.
Yeah, just like vampires. Okay, so anyway, so okay, before we begin, this is the 7th installment in the Elm Street franchise. This is, I believe, now, CECIL, is this your favorite of the entire sort of saga, or where does this land for you?
Ultimately, when I frame everything up, like for a long time, I would have said that Nightmare 3 is my favorite. I definitely like Nightmare 3 more than Nightmare 1, although I really respect Nightmare 1 quite a bit, and it's definitely high up there for me, being the origin of Fred, of course. And then 2 was one I dismissed for many, many years, but only in the past probably 5 or 6 years have really realized just what a gem within the franchise that it actually is. And I've always loved the look of Freddie in that. I just didn't like some of the decisions that were made with him invading the real world. Ironically enough, that's a decision that I had a problem with. And yet, when you consider the crux of Dylan's New Nightmare,
well, technically it's not actually Freddie. It's the entity formerly known as.
That's so funny too. They're like, is Dave going to be playing Freddie or is he playing the entity? I'm like,
both.
The entity is what Freddie was for all of those original movies, technically. So anyway, Wes Craven's New Nightmare was always in my top 3, but ultimately when I boil it down, and considering that that's the one I've chosen to sequelize, I do think it might ultimately be my favorite in the franchise. It's brought Wes back to breathe new life into it. It brought Freddie back to being scary. It brought Heather back, and it introduced us to MIKO in the role of Dylan within the franchise. So
that is true.
There's an awful lot to love about the film. So
you don't
it
have
floats.
to pick that just for my sake. It's okay if you want to pick 3.
He's lying.
It floats. It floats. But there's a lot of reasons why I love it. The other sort of back of my mind reason being that it's not only the only Freddie movie, but the only horror movie that my dad ever went to the theater to go see with me. Out of all the horror movies I've ever watched in my life. So it holds a very special place in my heart for a number of reasons.
Yeah, I can understand that. My favorite is I think my favorite is still the original. That's my favorite. I actually am a big fan of part 2. I always have been, and I think it's primarily because you know, when it came out, I was 6 and I was getting into horror movies. And of course, at that time, they didn't have like the Freddie masks or, you know, the glove with the plastic knife. So I actually taped 4 pens to a winter glove and walked around outside as a 6-year-old child with a top hat on. I had a top hat, but a child's imagination, right?
Why
Like
does that not surprise me?
but I'm telling you, in my mind, I was Freddie. I was him. Of course, the neighbors looked outside. What the fuck is this kid with this lethal weapon of ink on his hand and a little top hat? But anyway, I've always been a big fan of the first 2 movies, and I think it's because he is the darkest and the scariest in those 2 films. I like 3. I can't say I love 3. I like 3. I know it's the fan favorite and everybody loses their mind over it, and I completely understand why. But that is sort of where we begin to see a bit of a change. And then, of course, once you get to when you get to 6, I mean, you know, all bets are off. But I've always been a big fan of the look and the approach of Freddie in those first 2 movies. And I think, although I adore the original for many different reasons, I think the second Elm Street has the best Freddie look. I mean, I think there's a real just those sunken in eyes and the hook, you know, witch nose and just the way he looks is just so, it's crazy. It's very scary in that movie, even though maybe some of the continuity might not make sense, but it's still a fun watch. I remember, well, actually, before I say that, Miko, what's your and listen, if it's the one you're in, that's okay. But what's your favorite Elm Street movie?
Gosh, it's funny. I actually kind of recently, semi-recently, was going back and working my way through them. And I've heard from, you know, a lot of fans, it seems like 1, 3, and 7 tend to be the favorites. Of course, I'm hearing 7 at a con because they're coming up and talking to me. So I got to assume some of that's just
doesn't mean they're not being truthful.
Yeah, I'm just saying what I'm hearing. You know, I want to be realistic about it, but yeah, and I think I tend to agree with that. I think they all have their fun moments, and they all add to the, you know, the whole thing of it. But yeah, I might just have to go with 1. Like 1 is almost, that's the establishing.
Yeah.
It just, you know, he's such a unique character at the time. And it was funny when I heard about the audition for the movie, I was so excited. I was probably more excited about that than most auditions I had been on. And I had never seen a Nightmare film. It was weird how in the 90s, Freddie and Jason were like Saturday morning superheroes or something. They were so culturally relevant, even if you had never seen the movie, because I was 7. I don't think I was really watching, you know, anything quite that scary yet. But just knowing, like, to be a part of the franchise was like really exciting.
Yeah.
Can I ask a quick question, Dave?
Yeah.
Cool.
Knock yourself out.
Just because we're all here, and I wanted
Boxers.
to just
no, sorry, go on.
I can ask that in our private chats, Dave.
Right, of course.
But no, Miko, were you more excited to work with, like, did you say you were aware of the Freddie of it all at the time? Okay, so were you more excited to work like with the Freddie, or when you got the call for Mercury Rising to possibly work, to work with Bruce Willis?
Oh gosh, I think story-wise, I was more excited for Nightmare.
They were both like pretty centralized stories, so I'm sure it's tough. But I'm just curious because one of the things
was a different feeling, just because it was a different scope. It was a longer process.
I enjoyed talking to you about Mercury Rising in one of our early interactions because I was fangirling about it a little bit.
Cool. Yeah,
but yeah.
Sorry, just adjusting the boxes again on the screen here.
Usually I get asked before people touch my box, Dave.
Well, sorry about that. I remember, so when New Nightmare came out in 1994, I was 15. And I remember going to there was this video store up the street from where I lived called Video Flicks. And I walked in there and I distinctly remember the Freddie that's on the screen right now is the one that's sort of on the at least I think he was on the cover of the box in the store. I can't. Anyways, I remember that face, and I remember seeing New Nightmare, and I remember thinking, "What's this?" So we rented
I have
it.
the VHS in the other room if you want me to grab it.
Ooh,
I'll be right back.
Yes, yes. What were you gonna say?
No, I just said nice. That's cool. He has it
Oh
on
yeah,
here.
yeah. But of course he would, naturally.
Yeah.
naturally. But I remember we rented it, I watched it, and I was 15, so I didn't quite understand what was, the self-aware meta kind of approach. Yeah, I didn't really like the movie. It felt strange when I first watched it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Thought so.
That's it. And they had a bunch of those on the shelf, and I was like, oh yeah, yeah. But I just wasn't a big fan when I first watched it because of the departure, because of the approach, because it was meta.
Change. It was kind of a reboot. I think they were trying to just make it scary again and totally wipe the slate clean, just because it got such a weird, cheesy place.
100%. Yeah, because I mean, after Freddie's dead, what do you do? So I agree with that. But as the years went on and I became more mature and became an adult and watched it again, I really like it. It's not my favorite, but I would say that it's definitely one I would pop in over, 6 or 5 or maybe even 4. I do appreciate it. I kind of had the same experience with 2001: A Space Odyssey. I watched that when I was too young. I was like, oh yeah, I want to watch this, and my dad's like, you got to watch this. It's this, me. I'm like, oh yeah, let's watch it. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I mean, it was so way above me, and I was like, this is lame. The first 10 minutes are just the fucking ape guys running around. And of course, when you watch as an adult, you really realize the symbolism and the weight of that opening scene, what it all means, and the transition from the, the bone to the ship or the satellite. Anyway, I digress, but I had a similar experience. So I just think that if you're too young, especially back then when there was no, internet really, there's no social media. I mean, you just kind of took it at face value, and you couldn't watch a explained video right afterwards. So, yeah, but I like it now. I do. Awesome. Oh, I should put up a poll. Let me put up a poll here.
Oh, also, if we're gonna watch it with commentary, if anybody else wants to watch along with us, pull it up, and then I don't know how you plan to do it or normally do it, but I was gonna say maybe we could do like a countdown. That way we're all watching along the same time.
Yes,
Dave,
yeah, we're definitely going to do that. Yep.
Quick question, Dave. Are you okay if I pop? Because we do still have the finishing funds campaign running, so I
pop
can
it in there.
I could throw that in the chat real quick if anyone's
pop it
interested.
In there. Yeah, for sure, man. Do it up.
All right, let me do that. So yeah, guys, if you are interested, then there are still ways to contribute to the campaign. We are still a little bit more than 2 months out from shooting.
So there's the poll. There are your 4 options.
Yeah.
Funny.
Why?
Just watch it. There you go.
Oh, that's funny.
Yes. So where are you guys? I'm paused I'm watching it off YouTube. I'm paused 3 seconds in. The New Line Cinema logo is just beginning to kind of unravel. That's
are we starting? I thought we were gonna count down.
Oh no, he's just saying where he is on the actual time code.
Yes, like where are you guys paused? Basically,
I'm at 9 seconds, so it's just. Okay. I mean, I'm barely ahead of you. So
okay, so let me.
Mine was paused, turned off. So
I'll get to 9 seconds too then. Okay, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay,
that's 9. Yeah.
Yeah, you're basically at the tail end of seeing the logo, right?
No, it's just coming on. Maybe it's.
Maybe it's different for me.
Here, I'll show. This is my frame.
I'm watching the DVD, not a Blu-ray.
Okay.
That one.
Or not YouTube.
If that makes a difference, that's where I'm at.
That's where you're at. That's basically where I'm at too. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Let me see.
And
okay, I can get there. I'll be right there.
All right. Yeah, you see that, folks? So anybody watching at home, take a look at MIKO's television there, and that's where he's paused. So that's probably about anywhere between like 6 to 10 seconds at the very top of the movie when the New Line Cinema logo is just about to come onto the screen there, and and whatnot. So, yeah, this should be fun. This should be fun. This should be fun. And you still have Rex.
I do. I have a few Rexes.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Do you ever get people coming up to you at cons with a quasi Rex?
Yeah, actually some real Rexes. It's really hard to find. The original manufacturer only made so many. I think they went out of business around the time the movie came out, or not long after. I know, not Mondo. Was it Mondo? Some company was doing like reproductions. They were kind of cool, but it was like a pillow. So it was this, it only had like one arm. It looked the same on either side. It's pretty cool. And then there was a variant that was red. I see more of the red ones, but
those are the ones that you can find. Yeah, they're a particular brand of dinosaur.
Yeah.
Trust me, I looked it up. and yeah, you can really only get the red ones right now. Occasionally a green one will get put up there, but they're very, very rare.
Yeah. I think I see about two reds to every one green, and even the reds are pretty rare. Like maybe one every year or two at a con.
I acquired one at one point for our campaign, and I feel like I'm gonna probably need to acquire another one, because it's been, the purpose of it was I literally got a little bit of behind the scenes for everyone. I got the red, because there's two different sizes too. So I got the large red applause dinosaur, so that the manufacturer that we were approaching to produce our Rexes would know whether or not they could do it. So I sent them that version, and then one of those pillows, so it had the correct color scheme. So they were like, okay, we can do this. So the problem is it's a Chinese company, and they've had some struggles since COVID. So we're still working through all that, but I'm gonna probably need to get another red one and another pillow in case we need to get a different manufacturer at this point. But yeah, that's what we're having to do to get these made for people.
Gotcha. Why do they keep doing that? Okay, you guys ready?
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Okay, let's wait a second here. Stupid fucking thing. Okay, there we go. All right, let's do this. We'll count down from 5. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Here we are. New Line Cinema.
Very nice.
I didn't think this through. I'm gonna be watching it like
that's okay. We can hear you
in the video. Tell me if my volume's too loud too.
I don't hear it.
Okay, cool.
I like how there's sort of like a kind of like the opening of the original, but not.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I thought you were gonna watch it on your computer.
I thought so too. I don't know. I didn't think this through.
You're gonna be turned around watching it.
I don't know. This is how I watch.
Just give us a side view, Miko. Just give us a side view. You can look both ways.
Yeah, you just do that.
No one will be offended.
If I do this, then I can watch it on the computer.
There you go. There you go. Perfect. Perfect. And hopefully we won't get dinged for it.
It's commentary. Yeah.
Yeah, it's commentary. That's it. That's it. We're not, that's exactly it.
I don't know, man. They may pull down the stream.
I'm not trying to mess anything up.
I don't know. I'm just worried they may pull down the stream. But
do you think so? You think they're going to pull down?
They literally might if we're showing the movie. Just put it so it's like half the screen, Miko, and you should be good. There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
But if seriously, Miko, just do it like this. If you're like this and you're watching the movie and then you just look over to talk, you can do that. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
You can do that. You can do that. That's fine. That's fine. So what do you remember the most, Miko, about this shoot? Like, what's the first thing you think of when you think of this film?
This scene specifically is just the set. That whole set here is actually the set that's used in the end of the movie. They're just not showing the whole parts of it.
Right.
So they were kind of able to use it for a dual purpose. And a lot of the people in the back here are the actual crew members. The lady Wes was sitting to when he called cut and got up, I think she wasn't script supervisor. She was his producer.
Right.
I think it was Mary. It starts with an M. She's really sweet, and I guess they worked together for years. And Yeah, it's like little stuff you would only,
Yeah.
if you were there, would know, like, oh, that's the actual, that crew member.
That makes sense though. I mean, when you have a movie that actually in the movie you're supposed to be showing like a behind the scenes of a movie, why not just show, the actual crew, right?
Yeah. I don't know about other movies around this time, but to my knowledge, this was kind of the first movie that really dived into the meta thing in such a way. I know like all the meta stuff now is pretty popular.
Well, I mean, this was Wes's trial run for Scream, essentially,
Yeah, it was the very
meta-ness of it.
next movie that he did.
Yeah.
Exploring a lot of the ideas in it.
And really think about how ballsy it is to literally start the movie showing the set from the end of the movie without people realizing it. I do think that's really ballsy.
Yeah, it's done in such a way that it works.
And I always loved this opening scene, though.
It was a good kill. Yeah.
Scary right out of the bat. The glove looked awesome. Like, I still want to get my hands on a version of that glove.
Right.
And the effects hold up. Like, I mean, it's a little dated, but it looks pretty good.
It's still very early CG stuff.
Yeah. Like, it looks really good.
There's a couple moments later. I think some land better than others, but this whole sequence is pretty solid.
Right.
I always loved this kill too because they did such a good job with the sound design when he's cutting up his chest and you hear the gurgling of the blood.
Oh, nice. Oh, I thought they were gonna. Oh, you're gone.
That? Yeah. Why was I like how the bed just had weird like branches posed over it, reason, but just give it a vibe.
Oh, those California earthquakes, man. If Freddie doesn't get you, the earthquakes will.
And that was a whole thing they wrote into the script. I think it may have been in the script, and it was this weird thing where they ended up playing it up even more because of the Northridge quake. Right around that time, so they were able to use all the footage from the earthquake that had just happened, and it was like a weird life imitates art kind of thing.
Right.
Which is ironic already because of the meta-ness of the movie. It's like Freddie really was trying to break into our world and stuff like that. So there's a few themes that we're going to be attempting to carry through to what we're doing that I'm very excited about.
Yeah.
Now, Miko, I was curious, did they have you take some time with Heather and I wish I knew the actor's name off the top of my head to like become a family before you started shooting? Or was it like on set, now we're here, we're family?
I think we did a table read. We had some encounters, and I think, gosh, I'm trying to remember. I don't think we didn't dive like directly into it, but there wasn't a huge introduction, I think there was a party beforehand at Wes's house. I think we had gone there a couple times, and then there was like a party and I met everybody there. And then I think we had a table read. And then I think we just got into it. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Forgive me if you just answered. Forgive me if you just answered this, but did Wes like to rehearse?
Yeah, I think.
Because some directors do, some directors don't.
Yeah. No, I think as far as I remember, there was always rehearsals.
Yeah.
I think. Well, no, there was one scene where it's funny on the documentary. We talked about it. I talked to him for a long time. We talked about a ton of stuff, and then that's the only clips they put in there. The documentary is how scared I was. It set up a shot where Robert was gonna try to scare me, and he did. He got me really good. And I think I was having a bad day. I was just not having it. And it's funny because I was like crying, and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And I was like mad at my parents, and it's sad and funny, but looking back, it wasn't that bad. And
I don't want to have to end that. Should just go. That's gonna suck if I got to do that. Oh wait, no. Now we're back.
Oh yeah,
we're back.
Excellent.
We're back. All right. Well, people will roll back in.
Yeah. I just put it out on Instagram too. That we're back up.
Perfect. Yeah, I posted it on Facebook, so we'll see. People roll back in. So my apologies, everybody. I don't know what happened. At first, I thought maybe YouTube dinged us. It wasn't YouTube. My computer just restarted. I don't know why it did that, but it did. So yeah, the stream was not killed. It was good old
Technical difficulties.
technical difficulties. Maybe I had a update I didn't do or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, what's that, 70 people? Okay, that's good. It's good. Well,
Yeah, I was paused with Heather and Chase looking in the mirror.
Heather and Chase looking in the mirror.
That's what I got too.
Okay. All right. I am paused. Where am I here? Jesus. What's that playing over there?
I guess I'm technically at 7:38.
Okay, I think I gotta find the movie again.
7:27.
Ooh, okay. Oh yeah, I'll hold for 10 seconds.
Okay, so you're at, what are you at? I'm
Go to 7:27 if you can. That's where Miko's at.
okay. 7:27 for me is they're Heather's in the mirror, her husband's in the mirror behind her.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Cool.
3.
Okay, here we go. Yep.
Ready?
3
3,
2
2, 1, go.
on it. Okay. We're back, baby. We're back.
There we go.
Shouldn't happen again. Better not.
Yeah.
It's gonna piss me off if it does. Be like, what the
Curse.
fuck?
And now I'm with you. Okay.
You know what's interesting is I see your video in the stream, but not in the Zoom.
You
Dave.
see my video in the stream?
Oh yeah, no, you're sometimes programs have to prioritize where they're putting the Prime Video.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no big.
Oh, like it'll pop up every so often?
No,
No.
like we saw your face in the Zoom thing before, but now it's just a blank
I
screen.
see.
But
Oh, I see.
it's
Oh,
because
I
it's
can-
using your camera angle for the thing. Whatever.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Just my little avatar there looking all mysterious. How old is Heather here?
It's a good question. I don't know.
Hey, Google, what year was Heather Langenkamp born?
Heather Langenkamp was born on July 17th, 1964.
So she's 30. Or 29.
Oh.
So she was what? Yeah, 19 or 20 in the original?
Yeah, she was pretty young.
Mm-hmm. She was. Dylan, I gotta go.
I always loved their relationship.
Ooh.
I thought it was great.
Yeah. I love how the crack in the wall is clearly, Freddie's. Yeah, exactly. It's great. Look at that. It's great. Looks great too.
Mm-hmm.
What are you gonna do now, bitch?
The 4 slashes are very, very iconic as just a symbol in and of themselves.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everyone knows Freddie's been there if it's 4 slashes.
Yeah.
If it's 5, it's a werewolf.
Somebody needs to deep fake your face now onto Dylan in this movie.
Oh, don't ask the internet to do that because they will abide.
Terrifying. That'd be really fun.
The internet abides, dude.
Yeah.
He's got a beard.
It's so fucking funny. Oh my god.
Oh fuck, that'd be great. That'd be so good.
I always thought the phone prop was really cool.
Oh,
Like,
this one?
holding yeah, you got one? Nice.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
This is not only that, but this is the new Nightmare one that's white, not blue, like in the
Mm.
original
Oh,
film.
nice. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
There may be an homage to a phone shot in our film. Maybe, maybe not. But
maybe
pretty damn iconic shot that Wes likes to use in both this and the original when she answers the phone.
This was kind of fun to shoot. They just had some of the stuff on like little fishing lines, and then they shook the camera, and then we just act like, oh, an earthquake.
You did good. You made it look like they were actually shaking the set.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does look like that.
David, to answer your question, I would say 5 napkins before you become a complete jackass. Just because it was a super chat question.
Oh, there's a super chat that came in? I didn't see it.
A couple of them, actually. Mother Mayhem stopped by briefly, too.
Oh, okay. We'll get to those.
And talk about red flags. I had an ex that would steal the entire Tabasco bottles from Chipotle. What you can use at the table. She just put the bottle in her purse. Like, what are you doing?
It's like, look, if you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Yeah, that was, I should have known. There should have been a warning.
I was
the one thing that always bothered me with this film was the discrepancy between the voice on the phone for the limo driver and the voice of the dude that actually picks her up.
Different voice.
It's completely. Like, Valley Limousine, man. Just trying to say I'm out front. And then he's just like, oh, wow, I get to mingle with the stars. It's like, wow, that's not the same guy at all.
Your limo's here.
Hi.
Yeah, pretty much.
I wonder if they're trying to imply that it was like the company was calling,
like the switchboard, right?
Yeah, like why?
Maybe.
I don't think cell phones were that weird back then. I feel like the guy could just call.
No, but for taxis, they do have right the dispatcher. Maybe it was the dispatcher.
Yeah, it's possible.
I always loved Julie too. She was such a cool little actress.
She was a sweetheart too. She was cool. Yeah.
It's too bad she didn't survive.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! 27 years on.
Yeah.
The phone is ringing.
Is there anyone in the chat that has not seen this movie yet? I'm curious.
That's an interesting question. Yeah.
That's actually a really good question. Has anybody not seen this? Excuse me, ma'am, but we are going to be late. All right, I gotta go. Julie's the babysitter. Oh, here you come. Somebody got the beard and everything. Was the interior here was a set too, right? Like a soundstage?
No, this was a house.
Oh, okay.
This was an actual home. Yeah.
All right.
Trying to remember if they rebuilt any of it for anything. I think they might have, but I wasn't there for it, for the wall cracking, because they couldn't do that to like the house. A lot of times they'll do that. They'll have a physical location and then they'll rebuild portions of it on a studio to film different sections later.
That's right.
So it matches.
Yeah.
And then they do crazy stuff like break it, you know?
Yeah. Well, it gives you more control over the environment.
Yeah.
Look at him looking at her. Just the way he, look at that sleaze bag. You play that girl, don't you?
Thank you, Terrell. I didn't realize I was still muted. Fuck.
Oh,
I have to mute myself. I had to mute myself to cough once, and I didn't.
Oh,
thank you.
Just hack away. Who cares? Hack away.
Nah, I ain't gonna do that to people.
Yeah, can you imagine just having that random conversation? Just loved it when your girlfriend got cut open and dragged across the ceiling.
But they never should have killed off Freddie.
Yeah, you're
that's the 2022 commenter.
That's the
hey, I love your stuff, but they never should have done this.
That's right. That's right. Okay, that's right. The talk show. Robert comes out here and
right. They scare her.
Yeah.
But again, I think this version of Freddie's voice is where he landed as far as when he records Freddie's voice.
Right, and then they pitch it
Right.
sort of a bit lower. But there's some of the movies where he's lower and then he's like himself, and it's like, what? Like part 3's like that. There's a couple of moments in Dream Warriors where he's like, ha ha, and then he's hi.
Well, same in part 1 when he's high in the alleyway, and then at the end he's like, "You what?"
Yes, that's true. That's what?
Yeah.
It's nice that they have the room to play with that, though. Like, it doesn't have to be consistent necessarily. It's like the moment that calls for it.
Look, and technically our Freddie's voice could be whatever the hell we want it to be, because he's reconstituted himself after being exploded once again.
Maybe he's an old man.
Maybe he has a Chinese accent.
Maybe.
Dylan, do you want to play Skin the Cat?
Oh, man.
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
There it is.
This is one of the best scores
Love you, babe.
of the series, too. I love the new Nightmare score. I've listened to it so many fucking times.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, it's very Robert, but it's not quite as high pitch as it was originally. It's just
Right.
Robert being Freddie.
Right. There's kids with all those masks, man.
I love the shot, the slow motion shot of him doing this in the light. So
Yes.
fucking great. Talk about atmosphere, Dave.
Yep. It's good. Backlit or frontlit, I should say.
Frontlit, yeah, he's still
Yeah.
silhouette.
Yep.
Yeah, Dave's a little bit ahead of us, I think, but
Oh, am I?
just a little
Oh.
bit, like 8 seconds maybe.
Well, no, now he's doing this.
Yeah. Okay, we're all there.
And now we're back into the house or the green room.
Yep. Yeah, we're all there. Okay.
All right. Robert signing autographs.
Oh, thank you, kids. Thank you, you fuckers.
Oh.
I always loved his line too. Just because it's a love story doesn't mean there can't be a decapitation or two.
I know. It's great. He should have said something. Wes should have said written something where it's like, yeah, no. Anyways, Heather, I gotta go. We're redoing V.
I actually saw a sketch where he was like lamented. People only know me for V. I've been Freddy Krueger for 6 films, and people still only know me for V.
That's good. I like that.
I had never seen that before.
That's funny. I remember those phones.
Sarah Risher, by the way, there is a tip of the cap to Sarah Risher in our script. I don't know if you guys realized it, but there is.
I gotta read it again.
The guys, there are nods to the Freddy movies that the 2 key players don't even realize there are nods to Freddy movies.
We'll know.
That's how deep I go, baby.
We'll know.
That's good.
This movie meant so much to me. It really, truly did. I absolutely
bet.
love this film. I love this whole scene coming up at New Line. I love because the fact that he's affected just as much as Heather. He's just not willing to admit it. Bob, I'm talking about, of course.
Yes. Bob Shea's tremendous acting.
Yeah.
He's all right.
I'm a big fan of Bob, and I'm a big fan of his sister too.
Yes. Yeah.
Lynn, of course.
I like Bob Shea in Elm Street too when he's at the bar.
I love his line, risotto con tartufi. It's fantastical. I can't help it.
It's fantastic.
Right here.
Yeah. Was that the Nakatomi building? There was like, was that a building that was that like
Wouldn't
a little?
be surprised.
I thought I saw like a little toy building in the back. Oh no! It's not the Nakatomi Tower. You're funny.
Oh, MIKO, are you going to be at a con this Saturday? Someone in the chat's going to see you, if so.
Yes, I will be. I'm flying tomorrow. I will be there this weekend.
Mizzy E says they're going to see you at a con this Saturday. Make sure you say hello to them.
What con?
Silver Screen Con in Boston.
Nice.
Or Danvers, Massachusetts, somewhere near there, I suppose.
Nice.
You got a fan in Mother Mayhem here, MIKO. Mother Mayhem's well known in the horror community over here on YouTube. Oh no, I just jumped way ahead. Okay, I got to get back to where we were.
Oh, you got to go back.
I clicked the wrong button.
Bob and his
there he is. There he is.
Gorgeous hair. Well, he's very excited about it.
Yeah. I do love the Warhol, the Freddie Warhol in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Fucking sick.
That's cool.
As excited as Wes can be.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't show a lot of.
I love it. She fucking
Would be
grills
emotion.
him. Have you had any phone calls?
Oh, come on, Heather. Bob.
He won't answer the fucking phone. He's like, come on, we got people for that. I love that line.
Yeah.
I just love it.
It's not that.
Oh man, I'm perfectly in sync with MIKO at this point. I just unpaused.
Are you?
I'm
I'm
right on.
He's talking about we've got Chase working on a prototype.
Yeah.
Okay.
You are rating right up there. That's so fucking patronizing. Oh my god.
Yeah, it is.
You are rating right up there.
It is.
Dude, I think Heather would be just as much of a draw as Jamie Lee is, to be honest with you. People love Heather.
For sure. For sure, yeah. Yeah, I mean, she is, for all intents and purposes, she's the Laurie of the franchise, even though she's been in 3 films. You know, she's the one constant I get. Well, there's a few movies she hasn't been in, obviously, but definitely, she's the OG.
Freddie, she's kind of the most consistent, I would think, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, if you were going to bring back a final girl from the Elm Street films in some sort of Halloween 18 style reboot, you would want to at least try to go after
Heather. Yeah, it's Nancy and it's Alice. Those are the 2 big ones from Nightmare, in my opinion. But
The
obviously
only
Heather.
ones almost.
Yeah, well,
I guess
mean,
you have.
you do have.
Yeah, what's her face?
Yeah, I'm struggling for the real actress's name from the 3rd one or the 2nd or the 4th one.
Yeah, the medium girl.
Yeah.
Chat room will let us know. Why am I blanking on it?
Me too.
I want to say Courtney Cox. It's not Courtney Cox.
No, it's God.
Chat room's gonna let us know. It's this guy's. Oh, here you are.
Patricia
here you are.
Arquette. Patricia Arquette, who was then played by Tuesday Night in the next movie.
Think of how great that would be with a beard.
Oh,
Let's turn the whole thing into a comedy. I'd watch it. I'd watch it start to finish.
Dude, I would. I'm putting it out there right now.
Yeah.
Put it out there right now.
that saved me. I loved your performance here, MIKO. So
yeah, you were great, dude. You were great.
Thanks, man. I do appreciate that. I know kids in movies can be very often annoying. So
I'm a little biased. I loved your performance in this. I loved your performance in Mercury. That Mamis, I'm on his home from Mercury Rising. I used to quote that shit all the time to my best friend. And then like in here, the mean old man with the claws. Like I just love the way you deliver some of your lines in here.
Thanks,
Most
man.
of your lines in here, to be honest. I mean, it's fucking great.
Yeah, I mean, look, yeah, I mean, you know, as they say, the one thing you don't want to work with is kids and animals, right? But but there are certain kids that come along, whether it's, you know, an Elijah Wood or a Dakota Fanning or, you know, whatever. There's certain
Millie
kids
Bobby Brown.
Right, or fucking any kid in that fucking show really is really
true.
good.
True.
There's certain kids that are just very talented, very naturals, as they say.
Yeah.
With beards.
Dude in the chat quoting another Mercury Rising line. Oven is hot.
Go back and get with super chat. Okay, Matthew Farisi sends in $9.99. Thank you, Matthew. Says, would say that I'm pulling for you, but that's not even necessary. You guys have got this, and I know it will be fun and well made. So excited for this. Thank you, Matthew.
Very kind.
Appreciate it.
Nice.
We feel the same way. Did you get Mother Mayhem's? I see hers here.
I didn't. I responded to it, but I didn't shout it out.
Oh, okay.
Feel free to.
Okay, yeah. Mother Mayhem sends in a very generous $20 Canadian. Mother, are you in Canada? I see a CA there. You must be, unless you can pick the currency that you send, but I don't think you can. Anyway, nonetheless, can't stay long, but I wanted to drop some support. I still have that painting to send you, Dave. Have a great stream, guys. Can't wait to watch the rest of it. I remember that. Yes, and it's Me Billy thing you were working on a long time ago. Very cool. Can't wait to see that. That's awesome. That's amazing. Well, we might have some, well, I can't say yet. It's not September yet. Some news coming. David Coe sends in $9.99, says, guys, have a question I would really appreciate an answer to. When you are at Starbucks and need to grab extra napkins for your car, how many can you grab before you are officially a complete jackass? I just pick up the tin and take it to my car. Cecil, Miko, how many napkins do you grab from Starbucks before you feel that you're a jackass?
Yeah, just however many I need. It's probably too many. You usually end up on some away.
Yeah, I just take the tin.
I don't drink coffee, so I don't go to Starbucks.
Me either.
I beat your question. I win your question.
No, but I actually don't drink coffee either. So I just answered it thinking about when I take napkins from other places.
I mean, if I have a drink in a cup, I don't know why I'd need more than one napkin, but okay.
True.
So randomly, I still have that little nightlight with the spinning dinosaurs.
That's awesome. I always loved that night. I always wished I had that nightlight, to be honest.
I think it got kind of squished in storage.
Oh no.
It's because it's like paper. Probably needs some TLC, but I know I saw it for years. It's probably out there somewhere.
It's not that dissimilar from like today's freaking star things that people put on at night.
Right. Yeah, it was kind of a cool design. I think it was like heat based, so the lamp would heat up and then the air would rise and it would like make the little paper thing spin. It wasn't really, maybe I'm misremembering that, but it wasn't, now it would be digital projector style, but
right.
It was kind of cool.
That's like old school. Yeah. Throwback to the it was just a re-emphasized in Nope. If you saw Nope, the old
still need to.
That movie is fucking great. I loved Nope.
Yeah, I want to see it.
That was the coolest alien movie I've seen in a long time because of the decisions that he made. Like at one point, the movie changes from what you think it is, and it's like, oh, that's badass. As a Creature fan, that is fucking badass.
Nice.
I look forward to seeing it. I still need to see The Black Phone too.
Oh, that was good.
I just watched that with my lady last night. I didn't think she'd like it because she hates things that have to do with bad things happening to kids. But it's great, and it has such a wonderful ending that is so satisfying that you're just like, ooh, yeah, it's for you. Fuck you.
Nice.
It's
so I gotcha. Yeah.
Let's see. I always loved this too. Wes is so fucking creative. Again, the biggest thing I want to do with Dylan's New Nightmare is do right by Wes. That's what I've said from the very beginning of this project. And he just did such an amazing job with this film. The whole idea of it's different when you're gone. Like, it's just the vulnerability that MIKO shows, the motherliness that Heather shows. It's one of the most genuine mother-son relationships I've seen portrayed on film, in my opinion. I really do think it is.
That's cool.
Very cool.
But I mean, it helps. Like, that's why I think our story is going to hold up, because that is essentially still the through line.
Right.
You know
here's the murder of your father.
God, I love this scene too. Because how many of us have done this where you're like, oh, whatever I can do to stay awake.
Right.
Yeah, I've had there's not recently, but probably about 10 or 15 years ago, I remember driving back from, I don't know where I was, but I was driving and I still had like 2 hours to go, and I'm like, I'm feeling it. You know what I mean? Like, you're feeling it and you're like, fuck, you're rolling down the window, you're turning on the radio, you're slapping yourself.
And it just doesn't, and I found if you pull over and you just take a 20-minute nap, you're good. Like,
you're good.
It really doesn't take much, and it's so much safer.
No,
I mean, 100%. More if you
100%.
can, but yeah, I did that coming back from San Diego one year. Kind of had a close call, and I was like, whoa, what am I doing? This is
not worth it. Yeah.
It's just that 20 minutes is just enough to take the edge off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, you're still exhausted, but you're alert. You're not
That's right.
blink out without realizing it.
That's right.
This scene is also a little bit aggressive for male watchers.
It
Just
is.
because it's very, very close to home.
And this, I mean, the effects here are
they're dated, but
it's
not bad. I mean, it's still
not
rippling the car seat. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Singing one of my favorite karaoke tunes. Spotlight.
Yeah, this is he's totally out of it, huh?
So good.
Oh, you can feel it. You can feel it right there. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, she knows. Mommy knows.
This scene was always so fucking good too. Yeah.
Like right at the wake up, it was the push in, like gave the energy of her fear.
That's right. Yep. It's great.
I love this whole scene. The doorbell, and then you in the background. Just you in the background of her finding out the fucking news and then just walking away is so poignant.
Yeah.
Like you knew. It's a foregone conclusion. You already know that he's gone.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. You can
this movie's fucking brilliant. I just love it so much.
Why don't you have sex with it then?
Who's to say I haven't, Dave?
There's a dolly zoom.
Oh yes, the old dolly zoom. Love that shit.
That's the thing. Do I want to force one of those or not? I don't know.
Well, it depends if it's if
it's appropriate. I know.
We had 2 crash zooms in Billy, but that's because there was like 4 of them in Black Christmas. So we made sure to and it was properly motivated, you know what I mean?
Right, of course.
For the hell of it.
That was a really the range of that zoom was really far too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pushed a long way.
You could see it way more of the background by the end. That was interesting.
Her performance here, the whispered, "Is he dead?" Oh, so good. So much emotion just below the surface.
You'd lose it.
She's being strong, but she knew. She just saw it happen, literally.
Yep, she did. But the question is, does she know it's Freddie?
How could she not? That's why she knows to go identify the body.
I know.
I want to see it for myself, motherfuckers.
I want to see that penetrating, gaping wound in his
I want to see those iconic slash marks, motherfucker. I want to verify.
There's just random moments where I think I see Dylan walking out with his beard and everything. Somebody's got to do it, man.
Oh no, what did I say? Cecil, as a woman, I still wouldn't appreciate this. What did I say, Mother Mayhem?
They did a gag reel of like all the bloopers and funny stuff after the movie. I think we had it on VHS for years. And one of these dead bodies.
Oh, I see. Okay, I know what she's referring to now. Sorry.
They started to move?
No, they reached out and grabbed her to mess with her.
Shit.
It was funny. It was just like a little clip. It was like a 2-minute video of all the little funny moments caught on camera.
That would have been terrifying.
Yeah.
I'm guessing. Okay. Mother Man must have been referring to the crotch tickle line that I said. Okay. This was so good too. I love when she gets off the elevator and you can hear the lady crying in the background. Es muerto, es muerto. You just hear someone in Spanish saying he's dead. Just lamenting in the distance. Fucking great atmosphere.
Almost makes you wonder if he's not just specifically targeting the alum, but maybe
others. Yeah.
Others. You never know.
Shh. Dave, shut up.
Sorry. I just breached my NDA. A little lower, please. A little lower.
It's like, that's why we don't lift the sheet past the head, man.
Lower.
Such good makeup.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks good. It kind of almost has a Dawn of the Dead zombie vibe to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bruising around the slashes, though, looks really good.
Yeah, it does.
So awesome.
The old have this in your mouth and throw it up. She knows. she knows.
Yeah.
What exactly, Top Shape? It looks like he was Claude. Yeah.
She's so good at playing understated for the things that are happening around her. It's really impressive.
Well, Heather's always had, when you look at, like, she has that sweet girl next door look. She's always had that, which is one of the reasons why Wes casted her, because she's got that. And because she has that sweet girl, sweet girl next door innocence about her, it's sort of like there's a naivety, there's a like a sort of a vulnerability to her look and the way that she plays Nancy, and I think it really resonates.
Those were my parents.
Are they?
In the back, right?
Oh, that's awesome.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, totally.
Yeah, Wes is there. There's like
That's
a bunch
great.
of people in the
I think I missed it.
congregation.
So your
This
parents
was a
are-
scene I always found interesting because not only are all the people there, but Wes talked about in a documentary later that he would have asked Johnny Depp to be in this scene, but he thought he was too big. And then later Depp said that he absolutely would have done it had Wes asked.
Oh, how cool would that have been?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Dang.
That's okay.
Yeah.
We'll reach out to Depp at some point for our series.
Yeah.
I'll text him in a moment.
I always love this scene too,
We'll just
because
take a
it's
crap on his
obviously
bed and it'll be fine.
it's our first time seeing the entity in the film,
That's
technically.
right. Yeah, and you're what? We're like 37 minutes in. There he is. Taking you down.
This was a really cool set too. So the everything above ground was shot on location, of course, but this
Right.
was all in studio.
Yeah.
And
So cool.
it was pretty long. They had it all lined. I had to crawl in from the bottom, and it was nice. It was funny too that we did a take where in between takes, he kind of had to brace himself for not sliding down, and we were adjusting in between stuff. I think it was rehearsal or something, and I came up between his legs and I said, "Whatever you do, don't fart." And everybody on set.
Leave it to the
good.
little boy.
Yeah.
Good old John Saxon.
Love him.
Yeah. Black Christmas and Elm Street alum.
Definitely an homage to Mr. Saxon in the film.
Yeah.
May you all
It's the
get
saxophone,
home
right?
safely. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
it's when
see a
Freddie plays the
saxophone and you're
sax.
like, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
oh, that's obviously a nod to John Saxon for sure. No, he delivers a very iconic line in a couple of films, and
He does.
that line may or may not come into play at some point.
Mm-hmm.
This is also another thing. Like, technically, like, I know it's pipe dream material, kind of, but we've set ourselves up where Robert could technically come and play if he wanted. It just wouldn't be as Freddie.
Right. He'd have to play himself.
Yeah.
One thing I remember, I think the last time I watched this movie, one of the things that I really appreciated was Heather's cut over her left eye. Or if it does change, it changes very subtly. So props to the makeup department and keeping that continuity, because there's nothing more annoying when like a cut or a wound heals too fast.
Yeah, or like changes subtly.
Changes shape. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think I know it's a weird thing to pay attention to, but when I was watching this, I remember thinking, it still looks like how it should after only like a couple of days or, whatever.
Miko, there's a question in the chat. I'll ask for them. Let's see. Is it true they told you your mom died to get you to cry, Miko?
Yeah, they did.
Whoa!
Yeah, but it's okay because I kind of knew, like, because I knew it was acting, and I knew it was a really tough day and a tough scene, and I maybe was having trouble getting there, and it's like I knew, but I didn't know. And is that weird? Like,
did anybody call the union?
Like they were playing it straight, but I was like, I don't believe them, but they're playing it straight, so I'm like, I'm not gonna worry about it right now. I'm just gonna do do the scene, like, and that's fucked up, and like, okay, let's get through this and then I'll deal with it, because if it's real, like, I think
Damn.
because I processed it in that way of like, whether that's true or not, I'm gonna use it for the scene. Yeah.
Good for you. That's cool, but damn, that's hardcore.
I guess
That's intense.
Yeah.
That's intense.
Holy
man.
shit, I didn't know that.
It's probably illegal to do that now.
Yeah.
I don't know. You do what you got to do to get it done.
Kids' labor laws, though, man. I don't know.
Appreciate it. I'm not mad. Like,
okay, Miko. So you're open to that kind of stimulus, is what you're saying? Because that's good for me to know.
All right.
I'm gonna have to make some calls before our production.
Oh boy.
I like this interaction here.
It is what it is, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, trying to get up into our world, the mean old man with the claws. This is one of my favorite conversations.
Look at that. You were the first 11 right there.
Yeah.
The nosebleed. That's it. That's where the Duffer Brothers got it from.
And I always love this too, the emphasis on the cord not being plugged in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you can see it in this shot, and then he has to show it again in a close-up for all the dunces.
I was just gonna say I wouldn't have cut to the close-up.
Yeah, exactly.
I would have just let the dunces be dunces and let the people who are more perceptive pick up on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
In case you didn't notice. Get
yeah, that's the way we're playing things, by the way, dunces.
Okay, good.
There's a $10 super chat from North Kansas City Film Company. I just wanted to point out, it's a fan and friend of the channel who's actually going to be helping out locally with the production.
Nice.
It'd be a PA on set. He's a good guy, Jason. So
production assistants are man, they can really make things move.
Yeah, he's a good guy. So we're happy to have him on board helping.
Awesome. And thank you for the super chat, buddy. Really appreciate it. Says, hey fellas, just want to show support. DNN will be huge for fans of New Nightmare.
I think it will be too. And Mother Mayhem, I'll have to revisit the commentary. I don't remember that story. It's been years since I've watched the New Nightmare commentary, honestly.
Matt Rayner sends in $6.99, says, hey Dave, I'm glad you enjoyed the poster I gave you. Yes, thank you, Matt. Yeah, Matt got me, he sent me a poster of the bus at the opening dream sequence of Elm Street 2. And the bus
That's one
is
of my
on those two pillars.
Yeah, one of my favorite images in Nightmare.
It's incredible, and he sent me this big poster of that image, and it's great. I just got to get a frame for it.
Your toes. I love this. Again, this is so genuine mother-son shit to me. Like I have a son now, and I see my girl interacting with him, and it's, obviously he's only 18 months, so he's not the age of Dylan here, but the interactions are just so fucking genuine. You guys are so good, or the bond that you formed was so genuine feeling that I never had a problem buying it, and I was bought in the entire time. And even the subtleness of just shoving Rex down there and pulling your feet up, just fucking great filmmaking to me.
Well, that's why you wrote in a scene for DNN where I'm in bed with MIKO and I got your toes.
Yep, exactly.
It's a big tickle fight.
He's got these. He just holds up like a little grouping of toes that he throws in his face. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a tickle fight and everything.
Now, MIKO, I know there's something special about this playground. Right.
Yeah,
let everyone know what's special about this playground, because I've always loved this scene. It's been huge, but what's special about it?
It's fascinating to watch it right now because it looks so new. After they finished the filming, it was in Glendale, I think. It was the Glendale Park, and they wanted to decommission it and put in all the new modern style. They don't really do parks in that style anymore. And we heard they were going to take it to the dump, and my parents asked them if we could just take it off their hands, and they said yeah, because we had room. We lived outside the city, and they installed the park in my backyard, and I grew up with the park. We'd have like birthday parties out there, and we put a trampoline in the ground, and it was pretty awesome. It's so been out there for 20 years, over 20 years, so it's like pretty sun-baked. We repainted it one time and it looked great, but it hasn't, I'm not out there playing as a kid anymore, so it hasn't.
But it's still there?
It's there. Yeah, I've got the rocket. I got the merry-go-round.
That's amazing.
I'm just saying, we got 3 or 4 parts left of this.
Pumpkin.
We got 3 or 4 parts of our story left to tell.
You
Who's
might be
to
able
say
to
what
do
we may or may
something
not
with
be
it.
able to incorporate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, who
Mhm.
knows? Everybody
I'd be
was
fucking
sitting up-
sick if we pulled that park back. People would shit themselves.
even if it's just like a flashback or like an insert
Or a dream sequence, for fuck's sake. You get you up on the top of that rocket again at your
Yes.
age now.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah. No
See, look at
safety
that.
harnesses.
You see that wound over her?
We don't have the budget for it.
The wound over Heather's eye still looks really good.
Yeah.
I like that that's what you're fixated on.
Well, I'm just saying, it bothers me when fucking wounds change sides or shapes.
I agree. I
It's
agree.
good, though. It is. The top of the rocket was originally red, just like a cone, like a regular, rocket. And they custom made the top to put on there so it had a flat surface to stand on. And they made 3 of them. One of them was, I think 2 were, as it looks like, the one that you see in the shot. A second one they had on the ground, like a backup. So when it's looking up and it's like close and I'm on there, it's actually just not like it's the park bench height. And then like that's park bench height right there. And then that is not the third one had these like rails that came up and went up into like a seatbelt harness around my waist.
Right.
And then they had a pair of pants that were Velcro on the sides on the seam.
Looks
So
so
I
good.
kind of had to get in there with no pants on, and then they Velcroed my pants up once I was like harnessed in.
Right.
So I went up in a cherry picker, and then once the cherry picker went away, I could like wiggle and move, and I was like totally secure. There was no getting out of it.
Your camera dropped a little bit, Miko, so we're on your waist now, buddy.
Oh,
that was a deliberate creative choice on his part.
I thought he was showing where the poles were in his pants and stuff.
So do you remember who was your stunt double that leaped off the top?
I forget his name, but he was a cool kid. His family was like a stunt family. I'm so zoomed in too. That was weird. Glitched out.
Like we need to see Miko's crotch right now.
Right now. Right now.
That's for the OnlyFans later.
Terrell says, "Why are we looking at his thighs?"
Jeez, sorry,
well, he just wanted to show off his thighs.
Yeah.
Glad I decided to wear
You ever
pants
heard of fucking leg day? That's what today was.
I decided to wear
day.
pants. If it had panned down to whitey tighties, I would have laughed.
I would have been lazy
Holy
tonight.
shit.
Like, I just put a shirt on for it. They'll never.
Can you imagine? You just see these hairy thighs.
That'd be the best fucking advertisement for the movie ever.
Yikes.
It's leg day, folks.
I guess, man.
Miko may or may not have a show-off scene in our film. May or may not.
Maybe.
It's a nude scene.
I gotta get back in shape. I'm still struggling. I was actually about to work out, and then I realized what time it was tonight to do this. So as soon as this is over, I gotta knock that out before bed.
It's gonna be good. You're gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna. I'm so confident that everyone's gonna be so happy to see you again, not only in the role but on film again. I think you're gonna surprise the shit out of people. It's gonna be great.
I'm excited. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Definitely.
And there may or may not be some. I don't know if you noticed, but I did an advertisement for the film on the TikTok that I may or may not have used a thirst trap photo of you.
Oh no.
You know what would be fascinating is if Robert, if we could get Robert, because it would be a whole different dynamic.
Again,
like
he would be the confidant. It would absolutely make sense for him to be Dylan's confidant.
That's
at this
right.
point.
That's right. Well, yeah, but also like, yeah. And somebody you turn to almost as sort of like you turn to for information because he's the one that played Freddie, but yet he's like, yeah, but I'm not Freddie. But you know what I mean?
It allows Robert to expand on what he began in New Nightmare that a lot of people think was cut off, right? Because he's like, you're having dreams about Freddie, as in me. And he's like, no, it's someone darker, more evil. And then we never see him again. He cuts out for the rest of the movie. Like, there's so much to be developed there. Like,
yes.
Why does he have this idea of this darker Freddie?
Right. And
how
what
would
happened
that
to
play
him?
into our story?
What happened to him over the last 30 years or whatever? How did he deal with it? You know, maybe he just shows up completely unannounced too, or something.
The entity may or may not have only been resting in one brain. Who knows?
That's it. That's it right there.
Who knows? Who knows?
And then that's the last we see of him.
Is MIKO required to shave his beard for the film? Asked Tabitha. In the teaser, he's clean shaven. There may or may not be story-driven reasons for the way MIKO looks in the film. That's all I'll say.
And don't forget, the teaser was an Indiegogo teaser.
It was.
So things can, you know.
The teaser is not
change.
Representative continuity-wise.
It's not necessarily.
That's not going to be MIKO's. That's not going to be MIKO's bedroom.
Right.
That's not going to be the Freddie that we use. However, it's still, it was thematically good leading into what we're trying to do.
Right.
I love this too. Again, I as a fan am taking all of this into account as far as atmosphere, and this is Dave's probably favorite shit in the whole movie, because this is all mood and atmosphere right here. That's all this is.
I do like it, yes.
Good night, Danita. Good to see you. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah, good night. Take care. Be safe.
I always love this too, dude. The slicing right next to her, fucking dope. This is where we get to see the new glove. By the way, we have our own glove for the film. The glove is different in Dylan's New Nightmare than it ever has
sitting
been.
beside you, isn't
I
it?
love the glove.
Oh my goodness, you're right. It is.
Wait, are we showing it? Is that?
Oh, we've revealed the glove.
Oh, okay.
We've revealed the glove.
Yeah, good.
That's good shit right there.
Definitely looks good. There's a much better video on both TikTok and the YouTube channel. That's the DNN glove reveal if you want to search it. But yeah, our glove is dope.
Here I come. Yeah, no, I do like the glove.
Here I come. I just got that. Here I come.
Yeah.
I like you're already the entity, Dave. I love it.
I am.
And I do love this glove, but I think it makes sense where our glove comes from. It's, again, our glove is basically a mixture of the new Nightmare glove and the original glove after a fashion. I have a reason for every design choice we made on the glove, if anyone's ever curious, but that is the essential purpose of it.
Right.
The amalgamation.
And personally, I love the black leather glove.
Yeah.
The way ours looks. It's fucking sick with the black.
Oh, it looks great. It's really good. You guys have done a great job.
Thanks for hanging out, Mother Mayhem. Good to see you. It's been a while. I hope you're doing well. Take care.
Take care, Mayhem.
Have a good night.
Say thank you, Mother Mayhem, MIKO.
Thank you, Mother Mayhem.
Perfect. She's gonna love that. You've spoken to her a few times at cons, apparently.
Oh, sweet.
She's a cool lady.
7, 8, better stay up late.
Yeah.
Is this where you have the knives taped to your fingers?
Shh! Spoilers! God damn it.
Oh. Well, it's kind of like me and my winter glove.
Yep.
Oh!
Although it's on the left hand, you fucked that up.
Yeah.
It is on the left
Because
hand.
I was left-handed.
Is that why?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my God. That's a behind the scenes shit we never would have known. They literally did it on the left hand because you're left-handed. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
that makes sense.
That's a really funny tidbit, to be honest with you. I don't know why I like that so much.
Nice.
Because I was always like, they had it on the wrong hand. I don't know why, but that makes complete sense. Because you don't want to make it look like you're throwing a baseball with the wrong hand when you're slashing with Freddie knives.
Yeah,
That's true.
Like articulate with it or something.
You got to be able to really swing it.
Right.
That makes so much sense. That's such a cool little tidbit. I love that.
Nice.
So is it literally that Rex that you still have?
I thought so. And then I was informed by my mom is not that Rex.
Oh,
but
okay.
it's some of the Rexes that we were able to keep. And then she added the stitching. She got the stitching and did
okay.
as like made it as accurate as possible, like immediately, like when she was able to get them at the end of the filming. And then they've pretty much been in a case ever since.
That's so awesome.
They can, take it out here and there, but it just kind of sits in its little spot.
It sounds like you had the right kind of showbiz mom.
Yeah, no, she was definitely, thankfully.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of horror stories about showbiz parents.
Yeah, I had one showbiz parent, but thankfully my mom was pretty good.
Whenever I see, forgive me, I forget the actress's name here, who's playing the doctor. She's since passed, I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she actually just passed like a year and a half ago.
Yeah. Whenever I see her, I think of an episode of Alf, the alien from Melmac.
Yeah.
And she's playing, I think she was playing like a counselor or something like that, checking in on Willie Tanner's brother or something. And I remember the line, something like, it's something like, well, sinks have to flow, toilets have to flush, or whatever. I forget what, or no, she was the building landlord or something. And she was, anyways, for whatever reason, that's just, whenever I see her, I think of just that toilets have to flush line for some fucking reason. I was a big Alf fan anyway. That's probably why.
Proper, I always like that idea. You just asked a question. What are your thoughts on Freddie being an archetypical force of nature, the unconscious demon in the mind? I like that idea. I think he's more than that, but personally, I don't think that's a bad way to look at him. There's a little bit of Freddie in everyone.
Now, are we to believe that, because obviously that was Lynn Shay there, are we to believe that she left the school and became a nurse?
No.
Okay.
I believe they are literally
but
different
who's to say
characters.
not? Who's to say? I'm just saying.
Who's to say?
Who's to say?
I might have had a say were things to have gone the way I wanted them, but you know, it is what it is.
She left. She said, "Fuck it, I don't want to be a teacher anymore. I want to be a nurse."
She did not say, "I want to be a psychiatrist." Unfortunately,
I think
No.
I mean, everybody in this one is they're playing themselves. They're not.
Yes, no,
playing,
that's true.
Like
That is
the
true.
characters from, I think the break from Freddy's Dead: A New Nightmare is not within the same universe, even though
Correct.
it's like,
Yeah. No, very true.
fun
very
idea
true.
though. I mean, definitely
Yeah.
room to play. So.
Yep.
Of course, it's just past the freeway.
right across the freeway.
Right. It's just on the other side of the very dangerous freeway. See, look at that cut. It still looks good. And it's like slowly but surely beginning to heal.
You just got to cross that tightrope over all these alligators.
That's right. That's right.
You're there.
Yeah, guys, if you didn't realize, that is Lynn Shay from Insidious and all of those. She's like super
Shay's
reemerged
sister.
in popularity. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Come on,
She's
Lynn.
awesome.
You don't need Insidious. What are they up now? Insidious 86?
They're working on the
5.
5th one.
Yeah,
and
with
Patrick,
Patrick Wilson
is
directing.
actually directing. Yep.
I know. Should be interesting. Now, that outside there, are you really up, or is that a backdrop?
I think.
Are you really up? Like,
I think this was a hospital. This is a
It
real
must have been.
hospital.
Yeah, a bird just flew by the window.
Okay.
That, they wouldn't have bothered with that back then.
All right.
That's real location. I love that he's as smart as like the people in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, where he's just like stashing the shit in his cheek. Yeah.
I remember those pills were cool. They were like little yellow ones, and I think they were just sugar pills. But
It was such a cool idea for the whole Hansel and Gretel breadcrumbs.
Yeah, we had to do it so many times that for whatever reason, like the feeling and like the look and the texture of them really sticks in my mind.
Really?
Strange, yeah.
Huh. What I never understood that. He literally doesn't want to go to sleep, so he takes the pill out of his mouth, puts it under the
Maybe
pillow,
to
and then closes his
maybe
eyes.
to pretend.
I guess maybe. Yeah. Okay. I'll take that.
Yeah, you're right.
I'll take that. No. I'll take that as an explanation. That's more than I ever had.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. No, he's smart enough to pretend. Sure. What the fuck?
What
Why
the
not?
fuck? Ooh.
Ooh, so close.
That actually looked really close.
It did.
Yeah.
The fact that they let her do the stunt too. Most people wouldn't even bother with that unless you're Tom
No.
Cruise nowadays. Even the stunt that small.
Tom Cruise.
It was a nice little touch too of just the seatbelt won't even like
Yeah.
everything.
That wasn't supposed to be planned, right? I think that wasn't
I'm
planned.
not sure,
I
but
remember that
that's
from the
great if it
commentary.
wasn't.
I've had
Yeah.
that happen too, where I've been angry, frustrated. I get in the car and the seatbelt doesn't go, and you're like, "Fuck!"
That's real earthquake footage right there
That
that
was-
they didn't
yeah.
expect to be able to get.
Mm.
Yeah, because it was right after they were.
All of
Yep.
these exterior shots was
Nice.
right
Wow,
after the
that's
earthquake.
intense.
Yeah. Super smart filmmaking by Wes.
Sure.
I love too that this is, I mean, if you really think about it, this is the adult version of Nightmare on Elm Street when the kids can't stay awake. Like, what do adults do? They get coffee. They fucking try and keep themselves up while they're getting shit done, what needs to get done. Like, this is just an adult version of a Nightmare on Elm Street.
Right. Oh, that's right. She's heading to Wes's place. I forgot. I was like, where the fuck is she going?
This was really his house too,
Was it his house?
because I think I remember that pool. I think this is where they had the like little intro party before we all started filming.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah,
I've
it was-
envisioned having a house on the Hollywood Hills like that for years.
Sure.
That's the goal, right?
It's nice.
The freedom to just fucking write your stories, get them made. Love that. Creativity.
And Wes's acting is, you know, it's all right.
Yeah.
I don't have
right.
any issues with it
Yeah, it's all
at
right.
all.
Yeah.
I think he does a good job.
No, he's yeah,
That's not what the dreams are telling me.
he's all right. I mean, I've seen worse.
It's such a unique take, right? It's a way to evolve something that he created so many years prior,
Mm.
you know.
Do you remember how many days you shot for Miko? That's probably a little bit of a deep
I
cut for a
wish.
kid.
Yeah, I wish I knew. I got to assume it was 2 or 3 months, maybe something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
And
So-
did you shoot it in 93
When
for a
did it
94
come out?
release?
If it came out in 94, it was probably in 93. Yeah, it
93,
usually
yeah.
takes like a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is where, you know, that's we find out that this entity has been Freddie the entire time. The entity isn't different from Freddie. The entity has been Freddie the entire time. So our bad guy is the Freddie from all of the movies.
It's a boy. Oh, some of his lines are brutal.
That may or may not still be the plan. Out of
Dylan's
our
New
films
Nightmare,
into
Chapter
reality.
2. It's a boy.
Only so you can say the line.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. It's me? Yeah. But why me? Well, dramatically speaking, it makes perfect sense. You played Nancy after all. Wes is like he's got this sort of this not savant, but like a emperor vibe to him. Like he's this like, you know, the whisperer.
But he's got the kindness in his eyes, right?
So that's what I'm talking about.
He feels
he
feels bad that he's created this fucking thing.
Right.
It feels
right.
like the Oracle in the Matrix.
That's it. That's what I was looking for. The Oracle. That's right.
Yeah.
That's the word. Yeah, he's this,
He,
you know,
he knows what's going on. He can't
all
do much,
wise.
just, like guiding it.
Wait,
He's
the
like-
Oracle or
yeah.
the architect?
I think the Oracle.
The Oracle's the black lady. The architect is the dude in white.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so okay,
well,
cool.
that's
The
what I
Oracle.
thought.
That makes more
Maybe-
sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's all wise, all knowing. He's Yoda.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Whether or not you're willing to play Nancy one last time.
And
Cut
then
to the script on the computer.
I know. It's like, I love that.
It's like the Oracle. Don't worry about the vase.
That's right.
Yep.
I have a cookie.
Let's check our poll here. 217 votes. What do you think of New Nightmare? 67% say they love it. 2% say they hate it. 24% say it's okay. And 6% just watch it for you, Miko.
It's very sweet.
Nice.
I'll admit I voted. It's okay.
No, that's fine. What did you vote? I hate it. No. Super chat comes in from Eddie Chase, $4.99. Thanks, Eddie. Says, loved Wes's vision in New Nightmare, where movie within a movie. You think it'll work for another franchise like Scream or Halloween? It'd be refreshing.
I mean, Scream has already kind of been doing it from the beginning.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah.
Its own version.
In a way, yeah.
Halloween did its own sort of meta thing. I don't think it would survive a different meta approach.
Halloween just needs to
Different tone, for sure.
Halloween needs a 5-year hiatus and then just go to the anthology format.
Agreed.
As
Love this.
Hollywood's best
Yeah.
known special effects.
Oh, you
technicians
remember the
before
very
death.
beginning scene? Yeah, those guys actually died.
You remember that. You were there.
Mhm.
Can you imagine if it got really meta and the real killer was actually Heather Langenkamp? Ooh, she's actually doing all the killing?
You know, in the mid 2000s, had they done a mid 2000s version, I'm guessing that's where it would have gone.
That might have been interesting, but they play it straight, right? Like you
Yeah.
believe it's Freddie and you see
Yeah,
him
but at
and
the
all that.
end, you show her in the hat
Right.
and the fucking.
And it's like, wow.
So I auditioned for a character for, I think, was it Halloween H2O or something like that?
Really?
And I took a guess at the story of how Michael comes back, because I think he was like, was he decapitated or something in the one
At the end of H2O, yeah, and then Resurrection, he came back.
Oh yeah, so there was Resurrection that I auditioned for, and they only give you certain pages. They don't want to like give away the story or whatever. And then like I was just talking to him, I think before or after the audition, I was like, I kind of have a theory of like what happened, and they're like, oh no, it's not this, it's not that. And then I was like, oh, I kind of had an idea, and they're like, okay, what's your idea? And I said, well, so she goes crazy. His sister goes crazy, and their eyes got really big. I guess I nailed it on that part because she was like asylum or whatever.
Yeah,
but I didn't. That was the only part I got right. That I thought she went crazy and becomes him and puts on the mask, and like that was gonna be the whole thing. But
that did happen in one of the comics. Actually,
oh, did it? Oh, interesting. Okay.
Oh, there he is. Miss me.
Love that. Yeah, that's such a good intro too.
It's great.
I mean, after the grave,
now, but that's one of the best jump scares.
Yeah.
Like, that one.
It's great.
I hadn't seen this in a long time and watched it again. It got me.
Wait a minute. Is Robert wearing tight leather pants?
Yep, leather pants. Yep.
Is he?
Tight leather pants. Yep.
No, is he seriously?
Yeah, no, seriously. The
version we have for you are going to be shorts. They're gonna be,
yeah. We're putting you in tight leather.
I want
Daisy,
as tight.
Daisy
I want
Dukes.
my ass to bulge. I want my
oh, I hope you're doing your twerks in the meantime here, Dave.
Dude, I've been getting into shape for the role, man.
You're gonna see the burn ripples right under the
totally.
the leather there. It's gonna
I will say the leather does not make a return, everyone. I'm sorry to ruin it for you, but the leather does not make a return. Oh, Vince DeSanti in the chat.
You'll be able to bounce a quarter off my ass.
What's going on, Vince?
What
Vince in the middle of making Never Hike Alone 2 currently, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, Vince is in the chat? Sorry, I got distracted.
Hey, welcome to your stream, Dave. Welcome to your stream.
Hopefully Vince is doing well and things are going swimmingly on production of Never Hike Alone 2.
Julie was so good and so genuine. That actress really fucking nailed that part. Did you have fun with her in that scene that you had with her, Miko, in the hospital room?
Well, it wasn't fun in that scene.
I mean, as far as like the interactions and stuff.
Sure, yeah. I mean, that scene specifically, we weren't trying to be in a good mood beforehand to not make it, a thing. But yeah, she was a sweetheart, and she was always really sweet.
Nice.
When we get there, I want to ask you actually, because there's a point at which you're sitting on the table and you look back and she's being dragged on the ceiling. Like, were you actually looking at that, or were you placed in front of something that you were like, they told you look up, or did you see her get dragged up?
It was a hard one. That one was really hard. I think that might have been when they told me my mom died, because that's like the craziest scenes. It was literally like a piece of tape on a board that they just put up in the right spot for the eye line.
Really?
Right.
Yeah. They did have the script supervisor, who was, I think, also an actress. She was really good. She acted it out, and she really sold it, which helped.
Wow.
So she was up there right next to the spot that I was supposed to look at. So I'm looking at the spot, but I'm getting all that energy.
The close-ups of you when you're looking up like this and crying, you're looking at her, huh?
Most likely.
That's fucking cool to know, though. Again, that's why I love commentary tracks. Like, I don't know if you even revealed that on the other commentary that we did. That's good to know. It's fucking awesome. This actress for the doctor is really great.
Yeah, she is.
We did, we did have some ideas. Unfortunately, she did pass away a little bit ago. But yeah, she's really great in this film.
Look at that cut. I'm gonna say it again. Look at the cut above Heather's eye. It hasn't changed.
You're right.
Yeah. It looks great.
Mm-hmm. Not only that, but it's got now some bruising around it.
That's
instead of just the fresh cut. Yeah.
Makeup department continuity. I'm telling you, you did a fantastic job with that cut.
Mm-hmm.
I hate when cuts slither and change in a short period of time.
I agree. No, I agree with you. It can take you out of stuff.
Yeah, depends how bad it is, but
so when the movie gets to its end point, I feel like I should let everyone know where we pick up story-wise, or at least our ideas as to what happens afterwards that lead into Dylan's New Nightmare.
Sure.
Without spoiling stuff.
Yeah, hopefully.
It won't spoil stuff. It'll give everyone an idea for the background of the film.
Okay. Super chat comes in from John Dez, sends in $4.99, says, you can totally see the Scream blueprint in this film. Seems like it was perfected 2 years later. Well, I don't know. I definitely, there's commonalities in terms of that Scream has this is definitely a meta film, right? Because it's obviously everybody is essentially playing fictional versions of themselves. Scream has that meta vibe to it in certain instances, in the sense that it's looking at the genre that it poking fun at the sort of turning the mirror around on itself, I guess. So yeah, there's similarities
about its own structure almost.
Yeah. There's distinct differences, but
playing
certainly
the rules of horror movies.
That's right.
Yeah.
Where
this is addressing.
So did you have a tube
movie?
Beside your mouth there, Miko?
Yeah, so it was like a little, I think it was like brass. And so from profile, so say it's on this side and the camera's on this side, it would go around and in your mouth and then go back around. So it would go in and then back. So then you open your mouth. And if you just opened it straight, it would be just a stream. You would use your teeth and your mouth or your lips to spray.
Wow.
Very cool.
Did it have a taste? Do you remember?
I don't remember. I don't think it was bad, but it wasn't good. It was just like dirt or something. I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah. I forget what they said it was specifically. They had one where they had different versions, and they were going to have a shot. I think they have it. I don't know if they did a close-up. It doesn't really read in the end result. But they had a really gnarly mixture that had flies in it. And they were going to show it on Heather and have all the flies crawling on her in the puke.
That would have been great.
Yeah, I think they had it in one of the shots, but it doesn't really read. And I don't think they ever ended up doing a close up or anything.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Liquid dirt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Frank. Yeah, Frank put the link to the Indiegogo that's still available for the finishing funds if anyone wants to contribute.
Thanks, Frank.
Yeah, thank you, Frank.
John Dez sends in $4.99, says, Miko, did you know about the Freddie films before or after you played Dylan?
Yeah, I knew Freddie the character because he was such a big pop culture icon in the 90s. Yeah, it's weird because I'm trying to remember where I even knew about him. There was action figures and the Halloween costumes, and everybody would dress up and make references. And I swear I feel like I'd seen him on TV in different ways. Like, I don't know if it was commercials or it's like he practically had a breakfast cereal, but I had never seen the movies. And then, but I thought the character was so cool, and I just knew about it that when I got the audition, I was like super excited. And I told my parents, I don't know if it was before we filmed or before I booked it or before the audition. At some point early on, I was like, I want to see it. Like, I need to see it if I'm gonna be in it, you know. So I watched the first one. I didn't watch any of the others, but I at least saw the first one.
Which is cool because that's the one you're watching in the film.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's so interesting. And how old were you when you shot this?
7.
So
I wonder if
your parents must have read the script and told you about it then, right? You couldn't have read it yourself.
Yeah. Well, I think, was I reading? I think when we would go over lines before I was old enough to really read, we just I'm sure I could read at this point though. We would just go over it. They would read the script, they'd tell me the line, and then we'd go back and forth and like just do it out loud.
That's so interesting.
That's when I was like little though.
Matthew Ferreira sends in $1.99, says, this is honestly my favorite nightmare film.
It's not surprising. It's fucking fantastic. Even to right here where the gray appears from the third movie, but it's now happening in real life. I love the blending of that. Like, it's so much fun. Scared Straight Productions says, if Miko was in Resurrection, he probably would have been the kid who got stabbed in the head through the mirror. Do you remember if that's what it would have been, Miko?
I don't remember the script at all.
All right. Fair enough. It's not like it was a super memorable movie anyway.
Well, you dodged a bullet anyway.
That's true. That is widely known as one of the worst, isn't it?
Oh, is it? Yeah.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
Yes.
Oh my God, that is the Busta one.
Yeah. Busta Rhymes and Tyra Banks, man.
I forgot it was Busta's. That is so enjoyable for what it was, though. I love the reality show aspect of it, to be honest with you.
Dude, Michael Myers was emasculated in that movie. I mean, it's just.
Don't say that. You'll get a brigade going.
Oh, you're right.
No, he wasn't.
You're right.
He's the man.
You're right.
Michael Myers is the Andrew Tate of slashers.
It's okay. I've been accused of being. I've been accused.
You like that, Miko? You like that?
That's funny.
The people that get that are gonna love that.
I've been accused of being racist for not liking the movie because Busta Rhymes is in it. It's like, no, I just don't like the movie. It has nothing to do with, well, it has everything to do with Busta Rhymes, but it's not because he's black. It's because the character's a stooge.
Yeah.
Any chance we'll have Dave rapping with the Fat Boys on the soundtrack? No.
Yes.
But
yes, it's already happened.
But Dave will be on the soundtrack, believe it or not.
I'll be singing opera.
Solo mio.
Fuori snarlo.
1, 2, Freddie.
Coming for you.
Thank you for finishing that.
Yeah, that's great. I see that super chat there. Miko, just curious, what age your look changed enough where you stopped getting recognized for Kindergarten Cop and Wes Craven's New Nightmare, etc.? Probably it's like a teenager. I think it wasn't like an immediate thing. It was just slowly more so. Probably 13, 14, 15, I guess. I don't know.
Makes sense.
It wasn't like a specific cutoff, really.
Yeah.
It's funny. I hate to say this, Miko, and I've never told you this, but when I'm Googling pictures of you for various things that we're doing, there's like a very clear crossover age where like young Miko becomes adult Miko, and then you change into your current. You're like a Pokemon. You evolve, and you become your final form. At some point, you've shed all of the young Miko stuff, and now you're like normal buff Miko. But like there was a time where
Yeah.
there's that rough transition period.
I had the worst awkward teen years, and then I went to 2 or 3 events. I went to a bunch of events, and there was never any pictures. And I went to 2 or 3 events, and I remember them specifically that I was like not really prepared for. They're like, "Yeah, come to this thing," and I was like, "I don't really care. I'm not gonna get that like cleaned up for it." And then those pictures that they took there are all over my IMDb, all over the internet, like forever. And I'm like, I look like a fucking goober. That's so not representative. And when you Google, those are the ones that come up. So
I got to say though, I really dug the shot, excuse me, the shot here of Freddie rising. That shot right there. I dig it. I love the look on his face. I love the way he's holding his face, his teeth, everything.
Let's not draw too much attention to it, Dave.
All right, sorry. I breached an NDA.
There may be.
That's the 17th time I breached my NDA today.
Nobody would think that until you say that. Gosh dang it.
I know. I'm just having fun.
That's cool.
So good. So good. Oh, that fucking trench coat is so awesome.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's such a shame that this happened. Like, when was Columbine? Like, this was 94.
99.
Columbine. Okay,
Yeah.
so like 5 years later, it's like, fuck trench coats for everyone forever.
Look at those tight ass leather pants, man.
You're obsessed. Quit looking at Freddie's package, Dave.
I'm looking at his ass. You can bounce a quarter off of it.
Okay, so those shots when you're looking up, that's the other girl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think so.
Because you're selling it.
Yep.
Love that shot. The reaching out shot is fucking phenomenal.
Julie is done. She's toast.
And was that intended to crack her neck too? Like, I always got the impression that he cracks her neck when he does that. Like that little push cracks her neck.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's one of the best. That long Rex.
Yeah.
Now imagine that with a beard.
You really want to see that fucking...
Dude, it'd be fucking funny, man.
I think that's hilarious.
Deep
Miko
faking
wants to
Miko
see
on a
it.
Miko would be really funny. It would
Adult
take the
Miko's
wind.
face.
It would take all the wind out of our sails, but it would be really funny.
Nobody, not for the whole movie.
I
Just
know,
like,
I
you know,
Big clips. Yeah.
30 seconds. It'd be hilarious.
Oh shit. And that scene right there is pivotal to the way events play out leading into Dylan's new nightmare. Because she just took off. There's a lot of questions about what's going on, and she just bounced.
Mm.
Yeah, that's a good setup. Yeah.
It really is. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
When the movie ends, there's on that front door, and it's the cops going, yo, what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
She blames Freddie. Boom. Off to the
Yep.
asylum with her.
Hey,
Yep.
hey.
That's all part of the backstory. It's what I'm going to get into. That's not a spoiler. I revealed that at the very beginning
Now
of
who's
our
breaching
Indiegogo
shit
campaign.
now?
I'm not spoiling its backstory.
I knew
No,
from the
that's
beginning Cecil was our biggest liability for spoil.
Yeah, that's true.
If anyone is going to take the wind out of our sails and not just enjoy it when it comes out to see it, it's going to be Cecil. Like, we really have nowhere for ourselves. Yeah.
Tabitha says here, next time I'd
Fair
rather
point,
see your
fair
face
point.
is larger and Freddie's smaller. Yeah, thanks, Tabitha. I don't know why that was doing that. It wasn't working to make them larger before. But you're right. You're right. I should have us a bit larger. Of course, it's kind of late now. We're 3/4 of the way through the movie. But I'll make us a bit larger here. But
Frank,
that is a good suggestion.
Frank is spoiling too, telling everyone Dave's going to sing Dreamweaver for the soundtrack.
Dreamweaver.
I believe I can get you tonight.
That's funny.
It always semis.
Yeah, no, this shot always looked good. Again, it's early CG. But
Yeah.
you said this shit was practical, right, Miko? They lifted you up.
It's a green screen behind us.
Sure. You mean they
Yeah.
didn't actually put you on a freeway?
No, not for this one. For Mercury,
No, but
right?
they put something in your pajamas and lifted you up, right?
Yeah, that was real. It was a real giant claw.
That's fucking cool, man.
Yeah.
There we go. I've made us a bit bigger. It's kind of late now. There was no point in doing this now, but whatever.
Okay.
You're figuring it out.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know why I didn't before. I don't know why. I guess I was trying to be.
I don't know why I thought the movie was going to come up on the other side.
Yeah, I was like, oh, it's just leaving people room to put the movie there in post-production.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I didn't have his back. I have no idea. I was not thinking. Thank you, Tabitha. I was not thinking. I think because I was, and then of course when the stream conked out too.
Yeah,
I was all like, oh fuck, I gotta get this up quick. But no, yeah, I should have had this larger. I don't know why I didn't. Oh well. Whatever.
Matthew Ferrara sends in 199 saying Rex's death is so sad. Matthew, I love you, buddy, but who's to say Rex is dead?
Rex is dead.
Rex. MIKO, you're fired.
I'm trying to do damage control for people is what I'm doing. I'm just gonna deny everything.
I just want the tight leather pants.
Yeah.
If I take anything home from the set, that's what I'm taking home.
Oh man.
I'm gonna wear the shit
thinks
out of
I'm
those
ruining
pants.
the movie. That's too funny.
I'll wear the shit out of those pants. Oh geez. Let's see here. Super chat from John Dez 499 says New Nightmare came out when I was 7, so I didn't appreciate it or understand it at all in 1994. But glad Wes made that creative choice. Thank you,
That's
John.
cool. We would have been about the same age.
Yeah.
7 when we filmed it, so it came out. I probably would have been 8, probably like a year apart.
Frank Riker sends in $5. Thanks, Frank. Says, here's some money to cover the copyright infringement for Dave singing Dreamweaver for DNN soundtrack. Thank you, Frank. And then Matthew Ferreira sends in $1.99, says, Rex's death is so sad.
Oh, I love this too. This is so slick the way Wes did this.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you calling me John? And then he just fucking, we see Heather here,
Yeah.
the next camera angle, he's in his fucking cop gear.
Oh yeah.
Love that. And then Freddie's just waiting for Nancy to buy into
I
it.
love that. Yeah, I love that. It was like, why'd you
So
call me?
fucking
Yeah,
good.
it's great. It's
So
great.
you see all the dinosaur stuff in the room. I'll give a spoiler that Dylan is now a paleontologist,
Mm.
and
Now who's ruining shit? No.
ancient bones. That's the entities, and
Vince says, remember to donate to the Finnish Funds Indiegogo because we need the extra cash to get socks for Dave to stuff his leather pants. You wish, Vince. You wish.
How do you do I think you've met my leather pants?
I love when he comes out of that though. It just,
So
it's-
good.
yeah,
Dude,
it's
the
great
coat
stuff.
looks so dope. in
Low
that
angle shot. They're
Yep.
giving him that sense of power and authority.
Yep.
It's great.
Love the shadow. on
Oh,
the
the
Nosferatu.
I was just gonna say the Nosferatu. Yep,
Nosferatu, yeah.
it's great.
God, Wes is a genius, man. And it leads to that. All
Mhm.
one shot.
Yeah.
So good. So fucking good. And she's in her gear from the first movie. I love this movie so much.
Well, it loves you too.
Well, I know.
I love that she's in the pajamas, like her white pajamas, and
Yeah. Terrell backs me up, MIKO. Cecil already gave us a video on where the story stands / fits now. Ha ha ha.
Oh, okay.
I have already. I revealed that a long time ago.
I was too late to keep you from ruining it.
So I still ruined it. I just ruined it 2 years ago
That's
instead of just now.
now was this MIKO? Do you know if and the door is blue? It's not red because it was blue in that original film
Ah,
when she walks into the Elm Street house.
ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't catch that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it no, it actually was, but some people forget that. They forget that it's because it was red beginning in the second movie the door of the Elm Street house, and it was red for every other film, but in the very first movie, it was blue.
Interesting.
And now I think the house sold, and now I think it's black now. I think the door's
they
black.
repainted it all.
Yeah. Glad I got my photos with the red door in. I let out a Freddie laugh standing in front of that house. I think it's somewhere on my YouTube channel. It was fucking loud too. God, it was like 8 o'clock in the morning. And I just let it rip. And somebody probably looked out the window and thought, oh, for fuck's sakes.
Another one.
Yeah, exactly. Who's this douche?
There you go. Miko needs to do a thirst trap in a red, green striped wife beater.
Oh boy.
That'd be funny.
It'd be really funny. We have an Elm Street sign we could put you under out here, Miko.
Yeah.
We already know that.
Last time I was out there.
Yep.
Next to it. Yeah.
John Dez sends in another $1.99. Thank you, John. Says, Dave, do you dig Freddie's getup in this film? I do. Yeah, I do. It's grown on me over the years. The film overall has grown on me over the years. I wasn't a big fan of it when I was younger, but I think that's probably because, like I said at the top of the show, I didn't appreciate the meta approach. Because, when you're a teenager, you're not really thinking about that kind of stuff. You're not thinking on that level. But as I've gotten older, I've appreciated it more and more.
Does Freddie have green eyes or blue eyes? Asked Savannah. I think that depends on which version of Freddie you're talking about.
I think they're green in this one.
For the most part. But
Yeah.
some versions of Freddie have interesting looking eyes.
I love that you're modulating yourself.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm trying so hard.
I'm being so cagey.
You're being good.
Ooh, there's one left. One left. That's a lot of pills she's been sucking back.
Yeah.
She's gonna fucking sleep like a log, man.
I mean, typical LA starlet, am I right?
That's true. That's true.
Nothing happens after this point. It's just her coma from all the
Diva.
drugs. She puts herself in.
That's right. That's right.
It's all just a fever dream.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Coma.
that's it.
She's just laying in Miko's bed with Rex. I love this, though. This is so fucking cool. It's like, this is what Dylan was seeing every night.
Yeah. Well, it's very surreal.
Yeah.
It's got a...
Well, and imagine again, being in Miko's mind and like seeing Freddie claw his way up that every night, trying to get to him and then having to fight Rex at the end of it.
That's it.
That's why I always love that third poster that we made, where it depicts the fight that Freddie has with a giant Rex. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So fucking cool. I love that bit of art that we got.
Great idea.
This is great. This is a great set.
Chester, I would say my favorite kill would probably be Julie, just because it's a throwback and it was done so well.
Yeah.
As far as best kill in this movie.
Yeah.
Cecil, will there be a making of or behind the scenes for the Blu-ray? Chris, when I tell you there's going to be too much behind the scenes for the Blu-ray, I'm not lying, because I've literally recorded everything from fucking script meetings to so many different things that we can include. It's just a matter of how much space is on the actual Blu-ray to put this shit.
There's going to be 36 disc box set of just behind the scenes 4K 36 disc 4K box set of just special features of Dylan's New Nightmare.
Lord of the Rings special edition was
pretty much.
Nothing.
Yeah.
There will be
328 hours.
There'll be probably 5 times the amount of BTS material as there will be to the actual film.
Based on a 7-minute short.
You guys wanted an hour and a half long BTS film about a 7-minute short, right?
Our BTS for Billy was longer than the movie. It was 10 minutes longer than the movie.
Dude, I made a BTS for Disappear. Vince's like 2.5 minute music video that took place in between the Jason films for Never Hike Alone, and we did an hour and a half long BTS on that 2.5 minute
That's wild
music video.
That's wild. That's long.
It was great though. It was a real.
And
we're
there's
really
so
proud
much
of that.
stuff that you don't like. I mean, we could have easily had our BTS like 2.5 hours, but we're like, well, no, we can't do that. Like, there's tons of stuff that people haven't even seen yet.
People that watch that shit love that shit.
do.
They don't care
They do.
how long it is. They'll
It's
watch
totally
it
true.
all.
It's true. But of course, you have to be decisive.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't want
Well,
the movie to be 42 minutes and the BTS to be 8 hours.
I don't.
Yeah. Eh.
I'm the guy that wouldn't care. I'd be like, cool, show me it all.
Yeah, there's lots we haven't shown yet.
Ooh, my lights
The
turning
more
up.
she read, the more she realized that everything she had experienced and thought was bound within these pages.
I love just the sound of the ching ching in the
Yeah.
back room in the back of a
There was no
distractor.
movie. There was only her life. I love it.
Those pajamas, by the way,
MIKO's still has
still
and
around.
is
Still
and-
around.
Yep.
And they still fit now.
Can you imagine?
Oh,
If your arms are
you're
popping out of
opening
them.
yourself out, opening yourself up to all kinds of criticism if they did.
Right.
Super chat from John Dez, $1.99 says, Dave. Oh, no, I already read that one. Sorry. Nick Jenny sends it $1.99, says, love you, Dave. Thank you, Nick. Thank you.
This Freddie is probably third in my ranking, Gary, since you asked.
Mm.
Because I think the 1 and 2 Freddie were a better Freddie, but this is
Right.
the best since 1 and 2.
I would probably agree with that. 6 is just great graphics.
Yeah, no, MIKO still has the pajamas.
I'm going to be wearing them.
We're there may or may not be plans for them.
Little cowboy pajamas.
Yep. It's a dream sequence with Freddie in them. I get my leg into the one side.
It was always a little weird that he was leaning into the Hansel and Gretel witch aspect of it all, but it still works.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think he needs to be a different villain. I think he's enough on his own
Right.
without having to be, got some gingerbread for you,
Right.
but
right.
that's the only possible misstep there. Not that I could ever claim that Wes had a misstep, to be honest with you. Like, you're really shitty of me to say. I do.
What the hell's with the leg?
I like
What's with
that.
the
I just
leg?
noticed
What's
same
with the
thing.
leg, MIKO? What was the leg? It
I
looks like
just
you're about.
noticed that.
It looks like you're about to break out and dance or something. What's?
He had a pirouette all queued up,
What's-
ready to go.
Yeah, because you didn't land like that. You stopped and then you whipped your right leg. What the hell's going on there, man?
Oh, that was awesome. I had never noticed that before either.
That's
Wow.
great. Looks like about to do, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Staying alive.
He's
Staying
like,
alive.
oh, bitch, you ready to have a ballet battle? I'm ready.
Yes.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it.
So funny.
I love when his mouth stretches.
Yeah.
That's really a cool effect. That's a cool effect.
Elongated
effect.
jaws
Really
have
cool.
always scared me.
Yeah.
The kid with the elongated jaw in Demon Knight,
Yeah.
when he's reading the comic book and like
Yeah.
his jaws all huge, like elongated
Like a
jaws have
snake.
always scared the shit out of me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. There was
'Cause,
a
like, he shouldn't be able to eat me. He's a human.
in the blooper reel that we had on this, there was one of the puppets, the heads, that it ripped on the side. It had like it stretched too far, and the side of his mouth ripped. And it
Oh,
looked funny. It was they didn't use it. It was like a blooper, but it looked cool.
really? I never saw that. Damn.
Yeah, it's in the. I don't even know if you can still find it. We had it on an old VHS, but I don't know where it is or if it holds up. But
We should have a shot of Dylan in Dylan's New Nightmare where you're running, you stop, and you whip your right leg out.
yeah,
So it's clearly just kind of like a thing that,
It's
He's
just
always
something
had.
that Dylan does. Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Arthur says, Cecil, have you ever been to Cereal Grillers It's a horror themed restaurant in Tucson. You guys would have a great time there. No, I haven't. I'll have to check it out sometime. Yeah,
that's pretty fucking creepy.
It is so creepy. Was it weird, like shoving your face in that mouth, Miko? Do you remember?
It was fun. It was funny. You know, it was cool.
That'd be weird. I like he's still got some control in the dream, right? He's like,
yep,
get past some snakes, bitch.
Snake.
Yeah, it's the lesser of two evils. I think we'll deal with the snake.
Some people, the tongue. It's
so good.
He's into the, you know.
What I like is when Miko's about to stab it and Freddie's like,
Yeah, that's right.
I didn't know Freddie was a fan of anime.
Yeah. Tentacles, baby. Yeah. Miko, did you ever get nightmares after doing this? Asked Tabitha.
Not specifically of it or from it that I can remember. You know, I'd get nightmares as a kid, but at a normal rate, you know.
Not specifically Freddie ones?
No.
I actually did. I had Freddie and Jaws nightmares.
Wow.
So I kind of wish I did, because then it would be.
I never had them either.
You know.
Really? Oh wow.
I've never had
Freddie never got me. Jaws got me sometimes, but Freddie I just ran from.
I've never had a nightmare like Freddie, Jason, Michael, Jaws, anything. I've never had any.
Yeah.
Not that I can remember anyway.
The shark from Jaws literally just swam waiting for me every night.
And people have to remember too that the trench coat, which of course is so identified with this version. Well, there he goes.
So
it's
yeah,
like a music video.
Key point.
Here.
Key point. Freddie explodes right here.
Oh yes.
And
sorry.
what happens? Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. So what happens to the energy that makes up the entity after this?
Dormant. It lies dormant.
But where? They don't see where it flew just before he dropped in the water, did they?
In those leather pants.
I remember I was little and I wasn't the best swimmer, and I was so worried about water going up my nose, and I was like plugging my nose.
You did. You were plugging it when you jumped in there.
Yeah. But that trench coat was supposed to be, that was an idea that Wes had for the original film.
Really?
I think so.
I don't know that I knew that.
I'm pretty sure. I stand to be corrected, but I'm pretty sure the trench coat was, he brought it into this movie because it was an idea he had a long time ago. I'm almost positive on that. If the chat room knows, they can let me know if I'm on point there, but I'm positive I read that or heard that.
Oh, wow. We're back up to 150. I didn't realize we must have been there for a bit.
Arthur Vega sends in a very generous super chat of, oh, hang on. John Des sends in $1.99, says, reminds me of Rob Zombie's Halloween 4-hour BTS. I didn't know it was a 4-hour
talking about
BTS.
all the BTS that we did.
That's right. I'm a little behind. Arthur Vega sends in a very generous super chat, $20. Thank you, Arthur. Says, hey, guys, enjoy the show. Miko, you're awesome. Hey, Cecil, have you ever been to Serial? Oh, no, you did read that.
Yeah, I read part of that.
You read that. You read that. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for the super chat, buddy. Appreciate it.
One thing I did want to ask, Chris Snyder asked a good question here. Not bringing this up because Miko is here. Oh, wait, no, that wasn't the one. He asked a different question. Let me find it.
Here we are. You're reading a story.
Oh, the
now.
man Wes saw in the window had the trench coat and the hat, the one that inspired Freddie way at the beginning.
Oh, so I was.
You were part right. Yeah,
I was part right.
No,
yeah.
So Chris asked, Dave, I'm not sure if you can say without spoiling, but what drew you into the script of Dylan's New Nightmare? I felt that was a good question to ask. Not because I have any particular reasoning to know, Dave. I'm just curious.
Well, I don't think, you know what, to be fair, and to be
you didn't read the script before I asked you, did you?
No, because I was, no. Oh, there you go. Written and directed by Wes Craven. There it is, folks. Based on the characters created by Wes Craven. That is the movie, ladies and gentlemen.
Real quick, let me jump in because the idea for Dylan's New Nightmare starts right here, where basically at this point you would hear, and it's the cops banging on Heather's door trying to find out what happened with Miko. He disappeared from the fucking hospital and she took off. They think that he's in danger. They ask her what happened. She blames Freddie, and she's off, tossed into the mental asylum.
Right.
And that's and basically Miko or Dylan is put into foster care from there.
Right.
That's as much as I'll say about that.
Okay.
Sorry, Dave.
No, that's okay. I would say that it's probably there wasn't anything in the script in particular, because I had already agreed to do it before I even read the script, because I thought the opportunity was really cool. You know, to be able to step in and play it really had to do with the people that were involved. You know, I didn't want to waste my time and, you know, if it wasn't going to come to fruition, or, you know, it really had to do with the people that were involved. I got along with everybody, which is really important. And the opportunity to play the Dream Demon, and the fact that they were going to go all out and they were going to go prosthetic, you know, and I was going to have my face cast or my head cast, and they were going to do it that way. And I was going to be in a makeup chair for 3 or 4 hours every morning. And it, you know, really taking it that seriously and going to those lengths to deliver on something of real quality. That drew me in. You know, I probably would have said no if it was just, can you come down? We're going to fuck around for a week and you know, I probably would have like, you know, but this was really a great opportunity. And then of course, you know, to play opposite MIKO, who obviously is an Elm Street alum, and, you know, to do, you know, to have that, and it's a cool sort of, fun take on you know, a what if, you know, I mean, all these things, whether it's Me, Billy, or Never Hike Alone, or Dylan's New Nightmare, obviously at this very moment, they're unofficial. But because of the level that we are going at it, whether it's what Vince is doing with Never Hike Alone, or what we're doing with Billy, or what Cecil's, you know, about to do with Dylan's New Nightmare, we're taking it very seriously. You know, we're all filmmakers and we're coming at this from that perspective, and they're fan films in genres, but we would be doing this exact same thing if they were, you know, you've heard me say this 1,000 times, if it was an original piece, you know. So we're taking it seriously and approaching it from that perspective, and that's what drew me in. Was we're taking it, you know, we're making a real film, you know, we're taking it to the next level, and that was exciting to me. It wouldn't have been exciting to me if this was just, like I said, nothing wrong with it, but it wouldn't have been as exciting or appealing to me if it was just, you know, farting around for a week. You know, it was, no, we're doing it, and we're doing it like this. I'm like, okay, I want to be a part of that. So
MIKO, I guess we could ask you sort of a similar question, because I have a whole sort of behind the scenes series as to how I managed to get the whole project going, including, you know, when I met you at Mad Monster Charlotte, and then followed up at Mad Monster Arizona. What you know, if we're gonna just apply that same question to you, you actually did have to read the script in order to be willing to jump on board. So do you have a particular recollection as to how those events played out? Dave, do you mind if he goes through that?
no, not at all.
Yeah, I remember being at the show, and you know, sometimes at cons people will approach you about different things or ideas, or I've been given horror scripts before of varying quality, and it's always, you know, nice. But it was the first thing that was nightmare related that I had kind of heard or seen. I thought, oh, that's kind of cool. And then he told me that it was a continuation of New Nightmare, and I thought, oh wow, that's wild. I didn't want to get too excited about it until I read it, but I was like, yeah, that's fun. That's cool that, you know, he's got an idea there. And then I think I was gonna read it when I got back, but I forget, did I read it the same weekend, that night, or something like that?
Yeah, you did. I gave it to you Friday, and you're like, oh, that's awesome. You were so polite, so fucking awesome. You're like, I'll read it on the plane ride home. And then it was the next night at the thing that Man Monster was putting on,
or something.
the talent show. And you were like, it's so funny because you came up, I was filming the talent show, and you came up during the thing, and you're like, hey, you know, I was like, hey, what's up, MIKO? And you're like, are you having a good time? I was like, yeah, this is awesome. He's like, you're like, great. I was like, oh shit, did I say something weird? And then after the thing, you came back up. You're like, hey. I was like,
I
hey,
knew you
what's
were
going
working.
on?
I didn't want to like
Yeah.
bother you. You know,
You were like, you didn't hear what I said, huh? I was like, oh no, I guess not. And you're like, I said I read your script, and I was like, oh shit. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, what'd you think? And you were like, I liked it. I was like,
Great.
oh fuck,
Yeah.
that was that. So yeah, that whole sequence of events I'm never gonna forget. It was seriously one of the best weekends of my life. Just of
Oh, nice.
because you were like, I'll read it on my way home, and then like the next night you're like, yeah, I read the script. I was like, oh fuck.
I
Okay.
didn't want to overpromise, I didn't know
Of course.
time or what, how it was going to play out. But I had the time, and I was certainly curious. And then I was pleasantly surprised. It was very well thought out. I could tell you knew the film well and the characters and the story, and it was very plausible of if it was going to be a continuation, what would that look like? How would that play out? And it was cool. It sounded like fun, and I think my whole thing, like from the get-go, was like the feeling of like reading that and seeing, in the mind's eye kind of what you're going for is if we can bring that to the screen, it's going to be really fun. It's going to be like a cool romp, and definitely something that Freddie fans would enjoy. So
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool.
That's
cool.
it's how I roped Vince in too, was that script. So I'm glad the script turned out as well as it did, and that it got across how much I love the franchise in that particular installment, and how we could bring it back and make it really sing for people. So I'm just glad it really worked out that way. I'm so fucking excited for people to see what we've got coming.
I'm excited too. I think people are going to be surprised by it all, when it comes together. And I don't think people are really. I don't think people. I mean, obviously there are some people, but I think there are a big portion of people that just don't understand how cool this is going to look. So,
I agree.
Yeah.
At the risk of overhyping it, yes.
At the risk of overhyping it, yes,
True.
yes,
True.
yes. That's true. That's true.
We have,
No,
we
this
have
is
a
going to
lot
be
of really cool ideas, and we're really going to shoot for something with a
yes.
very limited budget. So
That's right.
Mhm.
we're going
That's
to make
right.
it as good as we can within
As
the
good as we can. Well, you know what? Like I always say, half the battle of success is surrounding yourself with the right people. And that was that, like I said, that was one of the things that drew me in, was I felt like the right people were doing this. So
Absolutely.
Agreed.
for sure. Did I get all the super chats? I think I did.
I believe so.
I believe I did. I think so. Anyway. Yeah, well, I guess that'll do it.
Right on.
I guess that's a good spot to kind of just say, anyways, all right. I guess that's like, when you're on the phone and you're trying to get off, and there's that little point where you're like, well, I guess I should. All right, then.
Who's going to call it?
Who's gonna? Well, and then somebody keeps going, and of course, I'm probably the one that keeps going. Anyway,
I'm always happy to talk about the project, but at the same time, I appreciate you guys taking the time to do this. I think it was a lot of fun for people, and I think it's a good thing for people to be ready for. To be honest with you.
For sure. No, it's going to be great. We go to camera at the beginning of November, and it's going to be fun. I mean, I've never been to Phoenix, not that I'm there on a vacation, but that's a spot that I can check off. Hey, I went there to shoot a movie, so that's good.
Coming in November is way better than coming in summertime. I'll tell you that much.
I was just going to say, yes. You don't want to come in the middle of not in July. Thank you, CECIL, for not scheduling this in the middle of July.
Break Riker is being a real mensch and spamming the Dylan's New Nightmare finishing funds Indiegogo in the chat. So Thank you, Frank. If anyone hasn't contributed yet and want to be a part of Dylan's New Nightmare, there's still tons of perks you can take advantage of at that Indiegogo link. So by all means, please feel free to do so, and we'll get you in the credits as a special thank you, if not more, depending on what perk you choose.
For sure. Thanks, Frank. Yeah, thanks for popping that in there. Now, CECIL, do you have a ballpark? I mean, you shoot the first week of November, then you move into post-production. Do you have an idea of and maybe you do, and maybe you can't say yet, but a tentative release date?
I've been saying late Q1, early Q2. I think maybe a good date would be, let's aim for April 1st. That way we can change it without getting into trouble because it's an April Fool's date.
Right. I got you.
But literally and just so everyone knows, I've had the idea to release Dylan's New Nightmare the last 2 April Fool's days over the last 2 years, and just like put up a 30-minute blank thing of Dave just rickrolling people in Freddie's voice. Like I came very close to doing that for the last 2 years, but no, I think late Q1 or early Q2 of 2023 is a safe bet. If we film in November, give us some time for post-production and all that good stuff. I think those are safe ideas. I don't have a specific date because it's not like I can just say, February, Friday the 13th is going to work because it's a Jason movie. Not to give anyone shit, Vince. But we'll put it out when it's ready. Yep. But I don't anticipate it taking super long into 2023 because we've been waiting for so long to do it. Right. Hopefully we can get it done quickly once we've shot it.
Very cool. Very cool. James Grimm James Grimm, my man. James Grimm sends in $5.
My
says,
friend.
Can't wait. Best of luck.
James doing his own thing with My Special Boy over there on his channel.
That's right. That's right. Friday the 13th.
An accomplished fan filmmaker in his own right.
Very cool. Yeah, that comes out, I think, when does that come out, James? This year, I think?
Probably a Friday the 13th.
Probably on Friday the 13th. Probably whenever the next Friday the 13th is.
That's when they always come out.
That's true. That's true.
No, but I'm looking forward to it because James has definitely grown as an independent filmmaker, and I'm excited to see what he pulls off with that one.
Yeah. Well, I saw the trailer and yes, I agree. There's based on that trailer and what he's done before, there's a significant improvement. So
very excited for him.
Looking forward to that. Oh, right at the buzzer, Bobby Brothers sends in for almost €5, I believe that is. That little boy and his sudden death in Pet Sematary was so memorable as a kid, as was the boy in Nightmare 7. Very identifiable. Thank you, Miko.
Thanks, Bobby. Or Bobby's brother.
Yeah. Maybe it's not even Bobby.
Yeah.
Okay. Bobby's James brother. Says My Special Boy is coming out October 28th. So not a Friday the 13th, but October 28th. So fair enough. Looking forward to it, James.
That's right. Kevon Mitchell. I don't know if I'm saying that incorrect. Says, can Miko see us? Yes, he can see you when you're taking a shower. So be very, very careful. What you do.
Yes, I do have the stream open. I'm kind of popping in and looking every so often here.
So Skate says James is Jason versus Cecil's Freddie versus Jason 2. I'm not going to say anything about that, but I will remind people that if you haven't looked at the Indiegogo campaign, there is a perk that is our Neo Freddie versus Ghost Jason from Never Hike Alone in a picture. So
that's pretty dope.
I'm not saying that our Freddie and the Never Hike Alone Jason are in the same universe, but they might be.
You never know. That's
all I'm saying. Of course, James. You're welcome.
You just have to get Vince some leather pants. That's all you got to do. I want to see Jason in some leather. I want to see Ghost Jason in some leather. That's what I want.
Oh, James Grimm says backing DNN right now. Thank you, James. I appreciate it, sir. You don't need to, but I greatly appreciate it. I'm really excited to see what My Special Boy looks like because he really has been putting in strides. He's grown as a filmmaker and he's lost a shit ton of weight, which I'm a little jealous of and working on myself. I've lost about 15 pounds in the last month. So I'm working on getting down, Miko. I want to be like 40 pounds less by the time you guys see me in November. So I'm working on it, and James has kind of been a little bit of a model for me. He's kicking ass on a lot of fronts. So good for you, James.
Amazing, James. Congrats on that. It's not easy. It's not easy.
It's really
keeping it off is even harder.
Tell me about it. It's not easy.
No, it's not easy. It takes a lot of discipline, a lot of willpower. But that's good. No, I can't wait to see it. My Special Boy, October the 28th. Very cool. Did I get that? I want to make sure. I got Bobby's brother, James Grimm, going back here. And then there was Arthur Vega and John Dez. Yeah, okay.
60 pounds. Yeah, that's no bullshit. I need to lose like 100 total, but fuck, if I can get to 60, I'll be on the right path.
60 pounds. 60 pounds.
Yeah, he's lost a lot. James has
That's
reshaped
a small
himself.
child.
Yeah.
That's basically MIKO in Dylan's New Nightmare.
Yeah.
Or, excuse me, in
yeah.
New Nightmare. See, there I go again. I'm always getting it mixed up. In New Nightmare.
No, I'm
James
working
Grimm
on losing a
lost to
third
Dylan.
of myself. That's what I'm working on. If I can lose a third of myself, I'll be very happy.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. Well, unless there's a buzzer beater that happens again, thank you to Cecil and MIKO for coming on the channel and hanging out and watching New Nightmare. This, of course, has been a lot of fun. And thank you to everybody in the chat room who tuned in. My apologies for that hiccup earlier in the stream. I think my computer did an update and I didn't realize it was scheduled to do an update, so it just suddenly restarted, and that's unfortunately what happened there. So my apologies for that, but thank you to everybody who tuned in, and thank you to all the super chats. Thank you to, of course, my mods there, Frank and Tabitha. Appreciate it. And who's that honorary mod there? The Horror Show Channel.
Oh, whoops! I shouldn't have jumped in there.
No, it's all right. It's all right. You ruined my flow here. Have a great night, everybody, and we will stick around. MIKO and Cecil will have more of a formal goodbye afterwards. But take care, everybody, and we'll talk to you. Let me try that again. We'll talk to you all soon.
Okay
yeah,
there?
no, I'm good.
Having a palpitation. Okay.
Yeah. I'm good. All right, folks. In the meantime and in between time, we will talk to you soon. Later. Cheers.
Bye.
Peace.